I'm on my prime, I'm feeling like Steph. I get my shot and I promise it's wet. Waited too long, but I told him I'm next. I need my bag, just run me the check. Cable was mine, I ain't taking less. I told them all I'm as real as it gets. This shit be a shit, dog, I'm cutting the net. I thought I told them I came for my spot. They told me time is like money, that's why I done made it. I swear that I'm spending a lot. They never seen the hours I put in to get here. They only just see what I got. I spent my time in the lab all this winter. I swear that this summer is gonna be hot. I cannot lie on this shit. I paid a lot for this shit. They got some money to spend. I got some money to get. I gotta talk on this shit. That's why I told them I'm here. I feel like I'm in the league. I just keep making these hits. Took a little break, but I swear that I'm back. Go and ask anybody, put a city on the map. They was trying to call when they sent a contract, but I never reply unless they send it for the max. Everything I said, man, they know it's all facts. Told them if they want a verse, and they go and get text. Told them last year that I'm coming for it all. Go and check the numbers, dog, I'm putting up stats. Yeah. I'm on my prime, I'm feeling like Steph. I get my shot and I promise it's wet. Waited too long, but I told him I'm next. I need my bag, just run me the check. Cable was mine, I ain't taking less. I told them all I'm as real as it gets. This shit be a shit, dog, I'm cutting the net.
What you need, yeah, man, I got it, wow. What you say, hey, we about it, get the cream, yeah. Why you slacking? Why you talking all the top, boy, you capping? What you need, hey, yeah, I got it, with the team, yeah. We about it, wow. Get the cream, yeah. Why you slacking? Why you talking all the top, boy, you capping?
Yeah, why you capping, no. Feel like a rubber band, I've been snapping up. Yeah, I've been up here with my team, so you know this what I mean. We've been going up like NASA.
What is going on, everybody? And welcome to the one, the only. I don't know if this is designated spitters, but it's something like that.
The spitters are on the screen.
The spitters are on the screen. You can tell on the shirt. Let me tell you guys right now, though, we just shout out to Francis' wife because we just had a hell of a meal. Let me tell you right now. That's how I have to start the show because that was absolutely banging.
Listen, man, pollo del vivero. My Dominicans already know what
Whatever
that means.
he said, it was delicious.
Aguacate straight from El Patio. Comimos bien. We ate good. You know, family things. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
Now we get to talk to the best community in all of baseball.
That's the way we do this thing over here, guys. Look, just a couple of days right now. We have NYYU Day coming up. Tomorrow we got a ball game. The Rays are in to face the New York Yankees. Yankees, of course, the other day finally woke up in the ninth inning to grab a W, a much-needed W that they needed. I mean, the Yankees needed that W. They wake up. Judge finally gets a big hit. The craziest thing about yesterday was that the game, the way it was going with the whole club was everybody was concerned, including myself.
Yeah.
You're sitting there going, man, oh man, this feels like 2023. This feels like a mess. Is this team the same team?
Yeah.
But they got to be better with Soto. Like you're contemplating your thoughts. You don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
Then the Yankees come back in the ninth. You're like, all right, they're good.
Exactly.
They're okay. It's fine.
Yep.
We're gonna be okay. Because honestly though, if it ended that way, that's a bad way to lose to the Jays. You can't do that.
It was touch and go, and I mean, it's a bad way to lose your first series of the year, right? Because we were five series in.
Yep.
We had won all five, and we dropped the first two. But I want to say that after game two, even though we dropped our first series of the year, we lost by one.
Correct.
And
exactly.
you said it on Game Season Live.
I said it. Okay.
It looked like the Verdugo ball was going out.
Oh my bro, don't even bring it up to me because the minute he hits that, I'm going into like reaction mode.
Exactly.
Like, all right, here's a
just tied
home
the
run
game.
call. We tied this game. I can't believe it. And the ball goes off the wall and it's just like, they didn't have the
And
luck today. It wasn't
Gleyber's-
meant to be.
Gleyber stayed at third, and
Well, that's Gleyber Torres.
It was-
I mean,
but-
we'll talk about Gleyber, I'm sure, a little bit.
Exactly.
Everybody's after Gleyber. Gleyber may be working his way to the brand new Aaron Hicks, and I hate saying that, but he's kind of working towards that area, which is scary.
I never thought that we'd be at this place. But you're right. It's getting to that scary place where maybe like skill wise he's not there, but like if he
Correct.
this homestand is going to be very important.
Oh yeah, big time.
Because if he doesn't turn it around, the fans are going to be on him, and we just don't know if Gleyber's there. But to finish that point, I mean, the ball was pretty close to going out.
Yeah, it was right there. It's a couple feet.
So we lose that game, and going into game 3, it's like, okay, look, the Yankees normally hit Gosman well, fastball pitcher. Let's get going. Like let's win this game. And then the first 8 innings of the game happen, and you're just like, oh,
It was bad. It was
Kevin
a mess.
Gosman got right against us.
It was a mess.
And we're about to get swept.
His velo picked up too a little bit because the first game he was throwing like 92, 91, 93. Then he was coming out now 96, 97, 90, 95.
Which is him.
Where he's regularly at.
Yeah. So he
might
his
have been
velo
one of
was
those
there.
things where he kind of just had to have those build up. Maybe I don't know if he had a full spring training or what, but he's
I feel
back
like
to being who he is.
I feel like he did, but you know what?
Yeah.
There was I think there was injury stuff with Gosman. But
And Kikuchi looked amazing. I mean, you want to talk about the Jays? Kikuchi looks stupid good right now.
At this point, it's just I think we're at the point where it's like, look, we got to start calling Kikuchi what he is. He's becoming a Yankee killer.
Yeah, he is.
He's
No
becoming
question.
one of those pitchers that every time he's on the mound against us, man, it's like when Pedro was on the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Not when Pedro went to Philly.
Right.
And when Pedro went to Philly, we had his number. But when Pedro was on the Red Sox, and I'm not giving Kikuchi that just yet, guys, so don't worry.
Right.
But, I mean, if you look at his numbers against us thus far, he always seems to step up against us.
Yeah, he steps up big. And then, I don't remember Kikuchi being a guy that was just rearing back and hitting 97.
Pete, he was throwing dot after dot. It's
And
like,
on corners, he was painting.
Exactly. So it's
Yeah,
like,
he was ridiculous.
I mean, there was a pitch to Volpe and a pitch to Judge that would just, it's unhittable. It's 97 down and in to a
Facts.
right-hander. It's a strike,
Yep.
but it's right on the block. It's unhittable. It's unhittable. And he did it.
It's Uncle Phil. Hold on, where's he at? I got this here. What the hell is that missing for? Is that new to me? Oh, no, it's not. I'm
That's
sorry.
the
My
last
bad, guys.
page, right?
I've been drinking.
Hit the bricks, you little tramp.
That's all. That's all, guys. All right, little couple of drinky, little fun
Uncle
time
Phil.
action.
Listen, we're having a ball. My brother's with me in New York.
beautiful.
The MVP is with me in New York.
She's literally doing all the work
She's-
away from everybody right now.
She's got two laptops, a tablet, and a phone. I'm telling you, this is what I'm trying to tell you, people. I know you guys probably get tired. Oh, Francis with the MVP stuff. Oh, you said you don't see it.
They don't
I have
see
it.
it.
It's to the right of me right now. I'm not lying. Two laptops, a tablet, and a phone. She's literally. I mean, come
And
on.
now she's working social media.
And now she's doing the socials.
It doesn't stop, man. It doesn't stop.
But I'm glad they're here in New York. We're in the Bronx right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We're not afraid of the Bronx. You know what I mean?
This is home. This is home for us.
So
let's see who we got in the chat too, by the way, guys. Of course, I don't got my computer in front of me, so let my old eyes take a close look here to see who we got. Eric, my guy Eric, Scott Everyday Right. We got the Macho King, who, by the way, per my understanding, he is truly coming decked out as the Macho King to the event. So
I heard he has a robe.
I heard he has a lot of things. I heard he's
Oh,
like
boy.
legitimate. And here's the crazy thing, right? I don't want to add any additional expectation here. I'm not trying to do that. But he's one of the top attractions.
He really is.
Macho, I know you stay macho. I get it, but you are a top attraction on Saturday. I don't care what anybody says.
It's a fact. It's
So
a fact.
don't let us all down. I know you won't. Caleb, my guy, how you doing? Anthony Medina. Matthew Stoke is in New York. Matthew, I believe, is enjoying his time, coming all the way from Australia, which is absolutely wild. But
Down under?
A little down under.
He's already
action.
here?
Yeah, he's already here. Yeah, he's been
Okay,
here.
so he'll be on the right time for
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah, he'd be ready to go. Prime Ghost, what's going on, my guy? We're going to talk about Gleyber. Hirsch, the great one, is in the chat. Angelo. We got everybody here today, guys. We got everybody. Do me a favor and smacky to likey, hitty to subby. I mean, apparently my new name is Smacky to likey. I found out today. So
My
that's,
kids, Pete walks in, and my kids are just like, Smacky the likey. And then my son goes, he's like, so he's Smacky the Likey and Jira's hitting the sun.
Yeah, that's one of the greatest introductions I've ever had in my lifetime.
Oh man,
To
that
just
was
at the
fun.
same, like in rhythm to hear Smacky the Likey.
I'm telling you.
Sabi.
It's big. It's big with the kids. The kids love it.
The kids love the
kids
Smacky the
love it.
Likey. They absolutely love it. They absolutely
Merch.
love it. But
Merch coming soon.
facts coming really, really soon. So no, everybody's excited about the event happening on Saturday, guys. Like I said, we do have a couple of announcements. We learned some more information today about one of those announcements. So that is, we're announcing 2 things on Saturday. We'll do it at the event. And I think the second one, the big announcement, which is in regards to the next event of NYU, I think you guys are going to be really excited about it. It's different. It's something we've never done. And I'll say that I think the Yankees themselves are putting a lot of trust in us and what we can do.
They are.
So we're going to need
is
this
so big,
community
man.
to really show up and show out, because Audi Club is awesome. But here's the thing about the Audi Club. It's limited. We're doing something now that is very, very different, and you're going to know a lot about it. But I think when you kind of hear it, you hear the numbers that they're allowing us, they're trusting in us to do. I think you guys are going to be like, all right, man, we gotta figure this out. We got to get this going. It's going to be awesome.
I can't wait. I can't wait for this announcement. Like you guys,
I'm getting goosebumps. I'm I'm honestly just getting goosebumps thinking about it.
They told me, I forgot. I think it was DS. We were talking about it. We were talking, and it was like, look at Francis's face. It's like, I can't contain the excitement. I can't contain the
I
excitement.
forgot what you wrote. You were like the biggest of all time.
No, because bro,
It's like WrestleMania 3.
For me, bro, this is like, it's a dream. I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at this. For me, the next one, right, is gonna be a dream come true.
It's good. It really is.
For
good.
real. Like, this is something I thought about when Pete first came to me and told me his idea. This is one of the things that I could have seen happening. I just didn't realize it was going to be happening
This quick.
Like now.
Yeah,
You know what I
we're
mean?
like we said, we're little over two years in.
Crazy, man.
For what we're doing right now, and man, oh man, it's amazing. But
Yeah.
on top of that, also, when it comes to the event, God, there was just something else. It was right there. I just had it, and I forgot
For this one
it.
Saturday?
No. Oh no, that's what it is. I'm sorry. I think we are like 90 something subs away, maybe 96 or 95. We're 96 or 95 subscribers away, guys, from 25,000.
Yeah.
So if you know anybody, if there's anybody you don't know, we would love to hit that number by Saturday. I know it's not easy because I'm not calling the game tomorrow and there's no game today, which really obviously helps for
time.
what we do. But if you guys know anybody who's not subscribed, get them on there. I know, to be honest with you, look, there's 150 people in here. We probably know a few people each that could subscribe and try to get us to that 25K. But
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends,
tell your
family.
cousins, your grandmothers.
Your kid's got a phone. Don't take it easy. He hears about the grandmothers. Forget it. This guy turns to an animal.
Hey, listen. Listen, it's a big weekend, man. I'm excited, bro. I can't believe we're literally not even 2 days away from this event.
We're here.
Like, bro, we are here.
We got a super chat from the one and only Rod Thompson. Rod Thompson says, Smacky to life alert at Green Grove if you need Francis. Yes, indeed. That's the best way to get him.
They give at Green Grove, like when you're doing your entry, right, your intake, they give all the grandmothers a Francis button. It's amazing. Yeah, it's a little button. It's a circle. Picture me on it, and then the NYYU logo on the back, because branding is important.
Branding is very important, yes.
So yeah, I appreciate Rob putting that out there.
Hold on a second.
Whoa,
Yo,
I just saw
Bernard.
that.
My guy, Bernard, when I meet you, Bernard, I think you might have to get a hug after this one, my guy, truly. Bernard has just gifted 20 more memberships, so we're about to hear that bling quite a bit. Get ready for it. Again, all you members, not subscribe. You guys are already subscribed. But come and join the Discord servers. Bernard, you are the absolute man, my guy. Scott Horowitz says, do we think any Rays plunk jobs to get back at us last year for hitting Yandy Diaz?
I'll tell you right now, they better stay away from Juan Jose Soto.
Yeah, if you hit Soto, it's
Check.
war. I mean, we're at Yankee Stadium. Fans are involved if that's the case. I'm sorry. We got our guys back.
Yeah,
I'll fly through the window of the Audi Club. I don't care.
I could just see Pete
Bro.
like breaking through the
I'll go right through that window. Macho, I know Macho will go with me.
Listen,
Macho's going with me.
He'll be down there already.
He probably
You'll
will.
just see the robe flying.
Said, come on, boys, we're going down.
What you doing? No,
And look at us. Hey, look at us go. Macho. Jump right through the thing. And that's
the
it.
pitcher trying to get up the mic. You're going nowhere. Listen, I don't think Tampa Bay has bigger fish to fry. They're playing decent
Yeah.
baseball like we predicted. They're coming into town. They're trying to win a series. I don't think they're going to be doing any silliness. But if they do, like Pete said, I'll tell you one thing.
We're
Just
ready to
keep
go.
keep
Don't mess with Soto.
yeah,
That's
keep
all,
keep the
man.
ball away from Soto. Keep the ball, and you listen. Don't even think about throwing that Judge. I don't listen.
Judge is gonna get hot. Let's start
gonna call
right
it
there.
this
Let's
series?
yeah.
is
Let's
the
start
one?
right there. Darius was talking about it today in Discord.
Yeah.
And you could tell Judge is not putting his foot down when he normally does.
The
so
timing.
it's a timing thing. It's what we've been saying for a while now. The Judge is the type of guy that even with timing being off, the guy could pop a homer every now and then and
True.
still do certain things. But let's be honest here. Timing at the major league level is everything. If your timing is even slightly off, you're not going to be the same guy. But the good thing about that is you'll typically find it. And Judge is a hard worker. We know that. I'm pretty sure he's probably already aware of what could be off. And Judge will put 2 and 2 together. I'll be honest with you. Still to right now, I know there's fans that are. I'm not concerned. I'm really not. I hate saying it because I'm like, if it continues on at some point, you got to sit there and go, this has been a whole month now. Now I am a little concerned. But I'm still not there yet with him. I think he's going to be okay.
It feels. I mean, I know some people take it like we're making excuses, but I think with a guy like Aaron Judge, it's not an excuse. He's shown us time and time again who he is when he is healthy. As of right now, he hasn't given us a reason to believe he's not healthy.
Right, exactly.
So to me,
That's a big one.
That's why I'm with you. It's that so long as he's healthy, I think he's going to figure it out.
Right.
If that's my issue, it's does he look healthy? And so far, he looks healthy to me. It just looks like it's a timing issue, like Pete has been saying for weeks at this point. So that's why I think he's going to figure it out. And at the end of the day, that's the most important thing is that he's able to get out there every day and get those at-bats. And if he's getting his at-bats, and the time he's going to come. It's Aaron Judge, guys.
Facts.
He's still one of the best hitters in baseball. I'm not worried about him. I think it's coming. And when it does, it's going to be something special because we have not seen that yet.
We haven't seen him and Soto yet.
We still haven't seen it.
And Soto right now, you got a strong case for the MVP of the league. I mean, let alone the Yankees, you got a case for the MVP of the league. Last game, 3 for 3.
Yep.
When he hit the home run, you're sitting there going, cool, he hit a home run. You know, at that point, it's like, this team has been so bad. Who else is going to do anything?
Garbage time, yeah.
Yeah, it's like nobody. Yeah, it's cute. I get it, but nobody else is going to do anything. And of course, shout out to Salicata because he walked and Judge got a hit to win the ball game for us.
Yep.
So I mean,
Can't forget the Stanton bomb.
Stanton hit a huge
Hit the bomb, make it 4-3.
and Stanton overall this year. I mean, I tell you what, you talk about a guy making many people eat their words. Good for him.
He's batting 254 with an OPS over 800.
And that's the thing with G, man. Stanton, and this is something we talked about a lot. Stanton's not one of those guys that we're sitting there going, if he fails and he struggles, all right, cool, just get rid of him. It's more along the lines of, I'm worried about him. I don't know if he has it anymore, but I hope he does because we want to root for Stanton.
Exactly.
Nobody dislikes G.
No. At the end, he's on our team. We need him to be good.
Yeah.
If he's doing badly, it's not, we were right. We were proven right. We don't want to be proven right. We want to win.
Correct.
We want to win number 28. And if him proving us wrong gets us 28, then prove me wrong, G. Please prove me wrong.
Exactly. And that's the big thing. That is truly the big thing with him is that if Stanton could ever continue a 250 pace, 800 plus OPS, I mean, that is wild numbers for this dude.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's there yet. I don't know if it's going to happen. But let's just say he does. Let's say he keeps up that level of production. That is far more than enough. 800 plus OPS for Stanton is wild at this time.
It's
after what he's been
ridiculous.
doing the last couple of years.
I mean, the 254 average. I mean, Judge is not anywhere near that.
Nowhere near it.
It's. I mean, again, we gave Stanton a lot of stuff in the offseason. I mean, a lot, and he came in better shape.
Yep.
But even in the spring, there was stretches where he looked absolutely
Terrible.
horrible. And I got to be honest with you, my hopes were not like good at all.
Of course.
So 250, 800 OPS. How many home runs is it? 3, 4,
Who he has? He got 5.
5?
He got 5 now.
He
He just hit his 5th.
I mean, he's been one of the better
Yeah,
hitters.
he
on
has
the
been,
Yankees.
and it's crazy
I can't
to say
believe we're saying
he's been one of the consistent guys.
I didn't think we were going to say this going into our event.
We
did not think we were gonna be saying
probably
this.
look. There's a couple of things we probably thought we'd never say about the Yankees offense. One, that Stanton's going to be really good, and two, Oswaldo Cabrera is going to be one of the mainstays at the bottom of an order. I was calling for the guy to be released.
And now we can't take him out of the lineup.
That's what I'm saying, and it's like, and again, I want people to understand this, and I talk about this a lot. Oswaldo Cabrera, he's not a gotcha moment to anybody because there's nobody out there that was like, nah, man, let him start at third. He's the guy.
Outside of himself, I don't think anybody believed in him.
I don't think the Yankees
like this.
believed it.
I mean, proof is in the pudding. They made the trade for Birdie. What was that? It was
Right? The
right
day-
before the
Wednesday.
It was
Well,
right
opening day
before
was
opening
Thursday,
day,
right?
Yes, it was Wednesday.
Wednesday. It
And
was
because
Wednesday
we
when it
were
happened.
trying to see if he was going to be able to
Correct.
be there in time to play and
Correct. To
start
play that
over
game. Yep.
Oswaldo.
Exactly.
So-
Because the expectation was they got a full-time third baseman. He's going to play
Exactly.
the majority of time at third.
I mean, Birdie's numbers. You look at his numbers last year. It seemed like you just got the guy who's going to be
Easy.
our starting guy.
Easy.
Batting average over 300, plus defense at third base. I mean, all the signs pointed to it. And then he got in at 2 a.m. or something like that, and they ended up starting Waldo anyway. And the rest is kind of history.
Yep.
I mean, shouts out to Waldo, man. Shouts out my boy
100%.
Oski texted me. He ran into Waldo today.
Oski. He went into the
He ran into Waldo today in New Rochelle.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not trying to put his business out there.
Put his business out there, guy.
I'm not trying to put it, but he said Waldo had 2 12 packs. He had 2 12 packs of brews. So hopefully tomorrow goes well. That's all I'm saying.
Man.
Because clearly he wasn't going to drink those by himself.
He might have.
Shit, you think he's that?
I don't know.
He's having a good
Every now and then you got to have
he's
one
having
of
a
those
good
days.
season.
That's-
Whatever works. Listen.
Hey, David Wells threw the game drunk. So
I'm not gonna
if-
listen. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. There was a couple people I saw y'all out there. I'm not gonna shout y'all out, but when CC, had his troubles and he was whatever, they was like, look, I don't know if we should get him off the sauce if he can't pitch. I said,
Leave
listen,
him on it.
I saw this
Leave
on
him
Twitter
on
and I
it.
said, yo, Yankees fans are a different animal, bro. Like, but yo, shouts out to Waldo and shouts out to Oski running into Waldo.
Yeah,
He didn't-
my guy
He didn't
Oski.
get a
Oski-
picture.
Oski, by the way, Saturday's going to be there.
Yes, sir.
Man,
Oski's gonna be there.
this event has everybody, guys.
The wife, the kid.
Everybody's going to be
Okay.
there on Saturday. We got Hirsch, we got Medina, we got Oski, all right? Everybody's going to be there. Macho King, everybody, baby, DJ Stelio. They're going to be there, all right? DJ Stelio apparently wants to challenge me for my NYU title, so I told him, I said, look, I'm ready to go whenever you are.
An Audi club match.
I mean, if he's fine with that, I'm down.
MVP will ref it.
I'm down. I'm ready to go. Just make
you
sure.
remember-
Let me just get a veal chop or two first.
You
before-
remember those classic matches with the guest referees? Man?
Yeah. You always knew too. It's like you knew the script of what was gonna
I
happen.
mean, when Steve Austin,
Remember the one with what was the other one with Mike Tyson? Mike Tyson was the guest
that's one of the
referee for
best
Shawn
ones.
Michaels one.
I was gonna say that's one of the best. That's
Didn't
actually
he
one
crack
of the best
Michaels?
ones.
He cracked Michaels, didn't he?
I think so.
Yeah.
Wait.
I think he knocked him out.
Yeah, I think you're.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
he
think you're
knocked
right.
Michaels out.
It's crazy, man.
And then him and Austin had beers together.
We're about to see another Mike Tyson fight in 2024.
Unbelievable.
It's nuts.
Unbelievable.
It's nuts.
Kevin, our guy Kev Cruz with his super chat. He goes, Slim Carlo is a thing. Big G, 250 plus batting average, 35 homers. Wow. And look, that's another that I got to shout out Kev on that because Kev was actually talking about him potentially doing 35 plus this year for a minute. And I
true.
remember saying if he gets 25 to 30 and bats like 215, I think you take it.
I said I'd take 30.
You take it.
I'd take the 30. It looks like 35 is not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, it may not be.
He's another one. He's another one who I think at this point the most important thing you want to see from Stanton is also health.
Correct, of course.
He's going to need to get his days here and there, but I mean, look, we're literally here. It's going to be April 20th on Saturday.
Yep.
So we're past the midway point of April. Once you get, we're talking about, we're about a month and a half now from realistically looking at a Dominguez return.
Ooh, the Martian.
Right? And it's crazy because it's like, look at what the offense has been, right? And we've been hammering this point home, like pretty much all the shows. look at what the offense has been, and Judge hasn't really come on yet, right? Rizzo hasn't
Facts.
really been himself yet.
Facts.
Torres hasn't been himself yet. The
Facts.
Martian is not even here yet.
Yep.
Right? It's hard not to really believe in this team. And that's why I tweeted what I tweeted after game 2 against Toronto. Like, look, we lost, but at the end of the day, I still believe in this team. Like,
Yeah,
even
you
when
have
they're-
to.
Even
You have
when
to
they're
believe in
losing.
them.
I think you said it in post-game season after game 2.
Me and Lasagna, shout out to Johnny Lasagna, going to be
Facts.
at the event.
On his
Well,
way,
he's gonna
on his
be
way.
Chilling with us tomorrow, too, but he'll be at the event on Saturday.
Yeah. I think it was post-game season after game 2. Post-game season live, actually the best post-game show in all of Yankees
Okay,
content,
the
by
best
way.
post-game show. Okay, growing every day. Okay.
I think you guys were saying, I think you mentioned that even watching them lose though this year has
Yeah.
been different.
Yeah, it's been very, very different. It's been different overall. I just remember last year, you still have hope this year that they can score 3 in the late inning and come back. They could score 4 and come back. Last year, when the Yankees were down by 2 in the 6th, you sat
was
there and
over.
said this game's over. I mean, how are they going to score? Are they going to get lucky? Is the team going to make an error? Is they going to be wild pitches?
Yeah.
This year, you sit back, and I think, what did they do in the ninth? 4 runs
Literally.
against the Blue Jays. I mean,
Literally.
the Yankees in that it feels different, and I get why there'll be fans out there that have concerns. The concerns are valid, and I always say that. We always tell people you fan how you want to fan.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean we're gonna agree. Doesn't mean I'm gonna agree with you. Doesn't mean that France is gonna agree with you or anybody else. But you fan how you want to fan. I'm not gonna tell you that
Exactly.
you shouldn't say these type of things like that. I may disagree with you, but the thing that people got to remember about this club is this is not, I don't believe the team we're seeing now is going to be the team we see in July, in August, and September. Because one of the other main concerns is the Yankees bullpen. Well, they got Canely coming back. They got Efros coming back.
Efros.
They got Trevino coming back.
Lou Trevino.
They got JT Brubaker, who's coming off the mend. And people forget about Brubaker. This guy struck out a guy an inning.
Yeah.
I mean, he has good strikeout stuff, and he fits the mold of a Blake. He has a 95-plus sinker,
Yeah.
good slider. They're going to probably keep him away from starting, which is probably the smart idea to do. Let him get maybe a long relief role. But he's a guy that can surprise a lot of people.
That
I had that first, by the way.
I was gonna say I'm glad,
had it first.
I'm glad that you brought that up because when it happened, it's a move that went really under the radar. And I think up until this point, most people are probably it's a move people keep forgetting about. I think when Brubaker does come back and he is like into the fold, that's gonna be a move that we look back at as a stroke of genius.
It could be.
Like,
it could very well be for real.
because
He got
if-
good stuff.
If it works out, he is going to be huge in this
Yeah,
bullpen.
he has really, really good stuff that, I don't think a lot of people know about him.
Yeah.
But go back and look at some of his performances. I think there was one against the Mets where he just anybody does it. a lot of teams have very good outings against the Mets,
Listen.
all right? I'm just saying.
Hey, we got it's funny you brought up the Mets. I'll give them this because me and Christian were going back and forth a little bit. So did you
Little Christian action.
did you see or catch any of Sevy's stats from his last start against the Brew
I
Crew?
didn't, but I think he pitched pretty good.
He pitched really well, and some Mets fans thought it was a nice time to kind of dunk.
They had to still think about the
to
Yankees.
kind of dunk on
Instead
the
of just being
Yankees.
happy that Severino's pitching good for him, they had to think about the Yankees again.
So that was my question. It's like,
Oh my God!
are
poor
we
people?
like because
They're
I'm
a bunch of salicatas.
I was trying to figure out. I was like, am I wrong? I was just like, because he's doing well to
God
start
bless
the
him.
year.
Good for him. Good.
He's doing well to start the year.
Good.
If I'm a Mets fan though, and I'm not saying this is all of them because I know some of them, they're not like this at all.
Yeah, we know some good Mets.
They're
fans
just
out there.
enjoying their, you know what I mean? But I'm like, if I'm a Mets fan, I'm not thinking about the Yankees. I'm saying this is my pitcher now.
Correct.
He's having a good start.
Correct.
That's all I care about. I'm
Just-
not thinking about, Yankees fans said he was cooked. It's like, come on, guys. And what Yankees fans said was what Christian articulated very well is that our issue with him was, is he going to start 20 games?
Exactly.
Is he it's not that he can't look good. We know that he can look good. If anybody knows that Severino could look good, it's us.
It's us. We know.
We saw him have a first half of the season that was Cy Young worthy, and he finished
Correct.
third in Cy Young that year.
Yep.
It's can he make the 20? But I just thought I'd bring it up just because you know what? But at the end of the day, I'm glad Pete said it. I echo that sentiment. We wish Sevy nothing but the best.
Of course.
I hope he shoves for the rest of the year, and I hope he does make the 20 plus starts.
Yeah. Good for Sevy. Nobody,
Yeah,
you
we
know,
don't-
we all like Sevy here. I always liked them.
No ill will.
And
towards him.
apparently, one of the weird things about that, though, they were saying that they found about 10 different things that he was doing to tip
10
pitches.
10 tips. Yeah,
And where were the Yankees during this time?
that's one thing that I will give. I think it was Josh, bearded Mets fan. He said this is what happens when you have a good pitching coach. Now I disagree with the pitching coach being the target there because I don't believe. I'm not blaming Blake for the Sevy thing.
Right.
Because this Sevy issue predated Blake.
Yeah.
It leads me to believe that maybe Sevy. It doesn't lead me to believe. We know this to be a fact. There was a disconnect between Sevy and our leadership.
100%, no doubt about it.
And
he didn't like the way he was being
handled
and all that.
And
we know
saw
that.
we saw it with the injury stuff.
Right.
But when it comes out that there were 10 different tips,
That's wild to
you
me.
can't tell me that we didn't have anybody in the dugout
Well,
who found at least 2 or 3.
What's even worse about it is they were saying that it was the coaches of other clubs that would see him on the angle that were picking up on
They
it.
said the first base coach or whatever, and now they're saying they don't see anything.
So how do you miss that though? Like, how are you the Yankees and he's not bringing this to anybody? Or nobody nobody catches this. But this has been feels like it's been a Yankee thing for years though, where they don't pick up on this stuff.
Here's my thing. They mentioned, he's a right-handed pitcher, right? So they mentioned his stuff being caught from the first base side, first base coaches.
Okay.
In Yankee Stadium, which is where he pitched half of his games when he was a Yankee. The home team's dugout is on the first base side.
Right.
It's not just on the first base coach. I mean,
It's everybody.
Everybody's
looking.
You're telling me nobody saw
That's what I'm saying. It just
that he
to
was
me it doesn't add up.
That he was showing fastball just
It
like
doesn't
that.
add
Like,
up.
I mean,
and to be fair too, you knew something was up because look, no matter what you want to say about him, the guy was still throwing mid to high 90s, and everybody's like, "Oh, they just see it coming." Like you're looking around, being like, "Yo, how they just smacking this dude like this? Like that's just that's weird. Somebody gotta foul out or pop up or grab. They're hitting bullets off this
when
dude."
you're throwing 96, 97, and people are roping it the way that Sevy was getting roped, there is no doubt in anyone's mind that you're tipping. It's to the point where the other night when Kevin Gausman pitched in the Bronx against the Yankees, and what did he didn't get out of the third?
No, they destroyed him. They destroyed him.
And what was a lot of the conversation after that game? It was like he had to be tipping.
Yeah.
They said there had to be something because the Yankees hitters were feasting.
They were all over that some bitch.
All over him. Like there was no. So what happened with Gausman, this happened with Sevy. Like I want to say I saw it at least between 15 and 20 times during his tenure as a Yankee. I mean, this happened in the playoffs.
Correct.
We can never forget that start. Game 3 against Boston in the ALDS. I mean, that shit broke my heart.
Bringing back some tough memories.
We came back 1-1 against the Red Sox. That was after Aaron Judge's infamous hallway walk with Sinatra playing in the background.
Oh my God.
And
we don't have to talk about these things.
That's
it hurts.
Oh, that was tough.
He's hurt.
That was tough. And
there was a wrestler.
16 runs.
There was a wrestler in ECW at the time. I don't know how I brought this. This is what happens when we're together. And his name was Dick Hurts. I'm not joking. Macho King, whoever's a wrestling fan, you'll know. There was a wrestler in ECW. His name was Dick Hurts.
Dick Hurts.
Not even joking. His name was Dick Hurts.
Hashtag Dick Hurts. Hey,
Dick
after I saw Sevy pitch in that game 3, hashtag Dick Hurts.
And then I play that. Michelino with the super chat. He goes, I could see Mets fans giving Soto a standing ovation this year when the Yankees visit the Mets this year. They could do whatever the hell. I mean, they can honestly do whatever the hell they want to do.
They're gonna have
make a
signs
difference.
and everything.
Have signs. Yeah, stick the signs up your ass.
It's cute. Hey, you know who else had? Let me tell you. San Francisco had some nice signs when Ohtani went there last year. Guess what happened?
Did he get E-paid?
He
Did E-pay put those signs out there?
Let me tell you something. Ohtani put a wager in last. Ohtani put a bet in this time last year. All right, Ohtani signs with the Dodgers. Okay.
Cover your ears, Ben Verlander. Cover your ears. You're not going to be happy.
Oh, Benny. I got to meet Ben in person.
A little Ben action, okay?
Yeah.
I said Lindor is good. At picking up tipping, okay? He's good at picking up tipping, okay?
Picking up tipping.
All right. So, yeah, the chat is now full-blown talking about ECW and the wrestlers, Dick Hertz.
I love it.
And a few other guys, but that is what NYYU's about. And by the way, if Pete Dabrowski was GM, we'd have Dylan Cease right now as one of the best pitchers in the National League at the moment.
Just saw a post today, top 5 in ERA.
Yeah.
Top 5 in ERA.
Yep.
ERA in the low 2s, I believe.
I love Chase Hampton, but I don't think we'll see him this year.
I got to tell you, there were some people out there telling me that if you looked at his numbers, it was declining. He wasn't going to be good. He's not just good. He's great.
He's basically Tony the Tiger is what you're saying.
Basically, what I'm saying is,
But
we
what
were
are you gonna
right.
do?
I
Yeah,
hate
what
to
are you
say
gonna
I
do?
told you so, but then again, I don't hate saying it.
I mean, you never know what'll happen the rest of the year, but I mean, he's a great fit in San Diego because of the big ballpark and the K numbers. I can't see him having a poor year there. I just can't. With his K numbers and as big the ballpark is, that's a legendary pickup for the Padres. And I've had people already message me and go, "Is there any way if the Padres are out of it, they'll trade him?" No, I don't think so. They got him for a whole nother year.
Yeah, no.
I don't think so. I don't think it would be smart for them because they still have a high payroll. And they do have a lot of good players on that team, so
You got to remember they gave Chicago Thorpe.
exactly.
They're not at this
So,
point. Like
I
it
think
was
right now it's
Thorpe
like we're
was
just
gonna-
keeping this guy.
Yeah, they're not gonna.
And that's it.
I
and
think
go from there.
they can't do that. I think.
Yeah.
I don't think they're in the position to do that. Doesn't
I don't
make any
think
sense.
I don't think that's going to happen at all. But
They might entertain sending King back over.
how long did he go for the no hitter? By the way, I didn't even know
7 innings.
he did go 7
When
innings.
he
What does he
said-
have to get? Did he leave with no hits?
No, he gave up a hit.
Okay.
He gave up a hit at the top of the 7th. Again,
He got the W.
yeah, he got the W.
good, at
I
least
think
he got
he
that.
ended up giving up a hit. I think he gave up 1 earned run or something like that. It fell apart in the 7th, but he was dominant. He looked really good. And
Good.
literally,
Good
as
for
soon
him.
as everybody started tweeting, "Watch what Michael King is doing right now," that's when he gave it up.
Of course, that's how it usually goes.
As soon as he took it to the 7th, everybody started tweeting about it.
That's
and
how it usually
he
goes.
gave it up.
So
But shouts out to him. He looked good that day.
matchup for tomorrow. I don't know who's pitching for the Rays, but the Yankees have
pull it up.
Clark. I'm pretty sure it's Clark on the mound tomorrow. Because I do believe on the 20th it is Nestor Cortez.
Yeah, they threw it off. We were this close to having Heel.
So they're skipping Luis Hill again.
I think it's because Heel went Monday.
Ah, okay.
So he's not going to be able to.
are we getting Rodon in game 2 then? On Sunday? Or is that being pushed back?
As of right now, it's Nestor Cortez on Saturday.
Okay.
Which means that Rodon
Should be Sunday.
Sunday. Oh no, sorry. Sunday shows as Heel.
I get to see Luis Hill. Okay.
Yeah,
and I'll
it's-
beat in the little Delta.
It's all thrown
day.
off Monday.
I was hoping Ashley would be
Oh.
watching him from the Delta. That would have been nice.
Nice. So Rodon's gonna actually get Oakland on Monday.
I wear my hat that day.
He's gonna get Oakland on Monday. But right now, tomorrow,
It's a good one to be at. I'll be at that game also.
the Rays still haven't announced a starter for tomorrow.
The Rays?
No.
Maybe Kevin Cash is going to pitch. Give us a break.
No, why not? He can throw batting practice.
Yeah, let Cash get out there. We got a super chat
Sheesh.
from my guy Kyle Millay. Damn, I wish I could make it this weekend. I'll def be there next year to meet y'all with my daughter. Okay, little daughter action. All right, no
right.
problem, no problem.
Girl dad over here.
Kyle Millay, we're actually going to have an event in September too. That we need just about everybody to attend.
Listen.
I'm probably gonna have I don't want to give anything away.
We need
but
we need all of you and your kids.
Yeah,
so you come,
there's-
bring your daughter.
basically, there's that saying that's called "all hands on deck." Okay,
Yes,
and
one
that's
of
what we
those.
need. You need one of those all hands on deck moments. The beautiful thing about this is, guys, is that also too you're not gonna have to wait. Like literally
Yeah.
within a week after this event, we're gonna start going right towards the next date. And yeah, I'll give all the details of that on Saturday. But when it comes to the Rays series, again, the next 6 games, then you got the Rays for 3, you got Oakland for 3. I need my Yankees to at least do a 4-2, bare minimum 4-2.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't want to split. I don't want to go 3-3
yeah, I don't want to do 3-3.
because the
Not with
Rays
4.
are, the Rays typically play the Yankees well.
Yeah.
But I don't care what Oakland has done. I don't care if they're playing a little better at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
You got to beat up on Oakland.
We need them. I'm going to say this. We got 3 against the Rays, 4 against Oakland, and then 3 against the Brewers before we play the Orioles, right? So
Yeah.
we're talking 3, 7, 10. It's the next
Right.
10 games, right?
Right.
If you're going 4-2 here, the way the Brewers have been all right, but again, I'm going to say I'd like us to take 2 of those 3, even in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So then you're talking 6 and
Oh, they play 4 against the A's.
4. It's 4
According to
against
Kev.
the
Okay,
A's.
so the next 7 games, 5-2 minimum.
You want 5-2 or no? Yeah, 4-3 feels like
4-3 feels off.
4-3 feels like a miss.
Yeah, it feels like there was a lot.
Yeah, it
A
feels
lot
like a
of
miss.
bad play or something done wrong. I don't think so.
Honestly, 7-3 these next. I want them to go 7-3 before facing Baltimore at the end of the month.
So who's after Oakland then?
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
After Oakland, we travel to Milwaukee,
little Milwaukee
to play
action
the
going on
Brewers, and then we go from Milwaukee to Baltimore. Literally play Sunday at 2.
And that Baltimore series is 4 games also.
Baltimore is it's 4 games in Baltimore. Yep.
4 games in Baltimore. And of course, look, as expected, we knew this was going to happen, guys. And I don't think it's surprising to anybody that Baltimore's coming on strong. And their offense is absolutely devastating.
They're starting to catch fire.
what we knew.
Jackson Holiday's up. But again, you're saying it. We're not surprised.
This is not some shocking thing that all of a sudden, this team is scoring a lot. It's not shocking that Colton Cowser's looking like what everybody thought he was going to be.
The milkman, they call him.
I saw another one. They call him what's the new one? They put his name Cowser and they make him look like Bowser with a cow and the Bowser face from.
That's kind of
Mario.
fire. I haven't seen that.
It's
That's
kind of
dope.
weird.
That's dope.
They create like a cow and then it has Bowser's face on the cow.
I actually
I'm
kind of
oh,
like
it's kinda
that. That's
Cowser,
fire.
Bowser. Okay, smacky to like it. He's a sub.
He's one of those guys that flew under the radar for a lot of people.
He's a beast,
and
bro.
I think pitchers are like scrambling now because they're like, we got to worry about. I mean, they're thinking
He's a
about
beast.
Gunnar Henderson. They're thinking about
whole
Sed.
lineup. I mean,
they're
you
thinking
got
about
that-
Jackson Holiday and this guy Colton Cowser.
Yeah, and you still
killing
got
you.
you got Kerstead coming up,
Yep.
who's another top 100 prospect. I mean,
Yep.
Baltimore is in it right now. Like their new commercial they put out with
Oh,
Cal
man,
Ripken was
Cal Ripken.
phenomenal.
The desk at shortstop.
It's so different than what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
This, and again, look, I'm gonna be I have a friend of mine who's in our chats a lot. He does an Orioles podcast, and I told him last year, I was like, I'll come on, but it's postseason, it's tough.
Yeah.
He finally asked me to come back on again before that series, and I told him yes, I have to, because I've told this to people a lot of times. It's not a hate thing with me with the Baltimore Orioles.
No.
The stadium's a beautiful stadium. They got a fun fan base. And look,
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I think it'd be good for the Yankees that if the Yankees and the Orioles are kind of fighting for it, and you got those two teams going back and forth, it's a good rivalry, in my opinion. You got a team like the Yankees who have their youth coming up, and you got the Baltimore Orioles who got this gigantic youthful team that continues to have more guys coming through their system coming up. It could be a rivalry, honestly, that we're going to see for the next 10 years.
for the next decade.
Yeah, easy.
I mean, look, I'll put it to you like this. I mean, the Orioles have guys who have been highly touted for a little while when you talk about your Gunnar Hendersons and your Jackson Holidays, right? But listen, the Yankees aren't that far behind. You talk
They're
about
not.
Anthony Volpe is a guy whose name, rang bells all around the league before he came up last year.
Top 5 prospect in baseball.
Dominguez is another one, right? Now Spencer Jones is, he was projected by many
Okay, he'd be
possibly be
a White Sox. But go ahead.
I mean, yeah, if Pete Dombrowski had his way,
You guys know you love it, damn it. Pete Dombrowski,
he'd be in Chicago right now.
Nah, I love Spencer Jones.
But yeah, and there's many people in many circles who don't see him being far off from the top 3
Yeah.
at some point in terms of prospect rankings during the year.
Baseball America predicted he'd be number 1.
He'll be number 1.
So Yankees, and you could see why. And by the way, too, just
Stuff is there.
to kind of calm everybody's nerves about Spencer Jones, he's been back in the lineup playing center field.
Yeah.
So I know there was concern to the neck because it was kind of strange. Just like
It was a long time.
you took a while,
Yeah.
then you came back as a DH, then you took 2 or 3 more days.
Exactly.
And then you were in center field. And he's hitting. He had a day the other day where he struck out twice. And look, I don't care what he did in spring training. Spencer Jones is probably going to strike out a little bit.
Yeah.
He's not going to be I don't think he's going to be some elite put in ball play guy. It's hard when you're his size. It happens. Judge gets it. You think if Judge was smaller, he would get these same calls? Judge gets balls called at his ankles. I mean, you can't do nothing about
They
that.
forget how tall he is every time he's in
It's
the
going to
batter's
happen.
box.
It's going to happen.
I mean, some of the worst strike calls have
And then he
been-
got ejected yesterday, too. I forgot about that. Los just told me. I had to play at second base.
Really?
Spencer Jones. Yeah, he was showing that fire.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I
He
don't
slid
mind
in, and you could kind of see from the angle from behind that he was safe.
Yeah.
and he got ejected immediately, like right after that.
Hey, I don't mind it.
I
like.
love it.
Listen,
I actually love it. I like it.
Play with the fire, man. Look, I think
Yeah.
what's happening with the Yankees in the big league club this season is that
Yep.
we've got a fire about us, and that's what makes the games fun to watch. Even if we're down, you feel like there's fire in this team. You got guys like Soto, guys like Verdugo, who they don't quit.
Even Volpe got hot when he struck at that one day. He was pissed, and I don't blame him.
You know what?
I thought he was going to get thrown out that day because he got thrown out a couple of times at a minus for strike calls.
I'm really glad you brought that up because the way that Boone jumped out of the dugout,
quick.
You could tell he knew.
He's like, all right, he's going to get thrown out.
No, he's going to get thrown out here. And I think a lot of people were kind of shocked by that.
I loved it.
But you know what? I liked it too.
You know what, too? Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm going to tell you one thing right now.
I'll tell you this.
I'll tell you this. Everybody knows Derek Jeter's royalty.
Yes.
I'll never, ever, ever look to go out there and throw a shot at Derek Jeter.
No.
The one thing that was very unrelatable in a sense with Jeet was Jeet would never like yelling him up. Like he'd have a little conversation, but at some point, bro, you ain't never get angry. Like
not
you
in
never
front of
fly
us.
off the not in front of
Jeter
us.
never let us see
It's
it.
nice to see Volpe, like the Italian side, come back like fucking guy over here. Like what's the
The
matter?
kid,
Like,
the kid from Jersey for real.
the kid from Jersey for real come out a little bit. It's nice to see that.
Yeah.
It's kind of relatable to see that with a guy like, okay, yeah, you're passionate about the moment. You get a bad call, an obvious bad call, and your reaction is a bit crazy. Good, it should be.
Yeah.
I also think Aaron Boone has been a little soft with the umps this year. I know you don't want to get fined every day. I know you don't want to get thrown out every day.
Yeah.
But the Yankees have gotten some really, really bad calls.
Early on, it's been bad.
Like it's been bad. It's been really, really bad. So I mean, I don't know, man. There's some of the stuff here you're seeing. I'm like, I don't know how you manage to stay in the dugout.
There was a list, and it came out this week.
Yeah.
And it was talking about the teams with the most missed calls thus far this season. The Yankees were at the top of the list.
And I think Volpe's number one.
And Volpe's the one with the most. It's
wild.
What happened that game, though, is a testament to Volpe because he didn't fly off the handle at the first one. It was the second one,
Yes,
and that's what he
correct.
told to them. He said, that's twice now.
Yeah, I remember that.
And
I
he was
remember
saying
that.
to him, not that
2 times.
not 2 missed calls. He
That's
said
2 times you told me to get my shine box.
He said that's 2 at bats. He said that's twice now. Basically, said that's 2 at bats you taken away from me.
Yeah.
And what I loved about it the most was the confidence.
Correct.
And that's a confidence that I didn't see in Anthony Volpe.
And a lot of
last
young
year.
players don't do that. You know, a lot of young players wouldn't even do it. But, you know, Volpe's we talk about him a lot. He's a different player. I had somebody argue me the other day. Go, nah, he's the same guy. It's not that much of a difference. And I'm sitting there going, it's not even
that
based
much
off
of a difference.
It's not even based off results. All you got to do is look. If Volpe was hitting 250 right now, 260, I think the majority of people would still be sitting there going, nah, this guy's still much better. He's a different ball player. He's a completely different ball player.
He's in the 300s. His defense looks better. Like he actually looks like a Gold Glove shortstop sometimes this season. His arm strength is like it's night and day. The play he made to end the game
completely
the other
different.
Night, he wasn't making that
yesterday's
year.
game.
He was not doing that last year.
Not even close. Didn't have a chance.
And I'm gonna again. The season's going by pretty well so far.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not trying to throw shots at anybody, whatever. But one thing I will say about Boone, it's kind of pissing me off already with him, is that he's been real snarky when people bring up the Volpe shit, as if like he's like, yeah, well, we always knew. No,
Yeah, stop it, Boone.
Aaron,
Stop it, Boone.
no. He makes a good
Aaron
play
with an E.
He makes a good play, and they're bringing it up to like, well, how about that play? Where he's like, yeah, well, he's a Gold Glove shortstop. We always knew he was a Gold.
Oh, please! You thought the same thing about IKF. Shut up.
Exactly.
You don't have no chance to speak. You're not allowed.
You know what? I'm gonna leave it. That's the perfect fucking response. And
I
I'm glad
thought he
Pete
was
said, I didn't even think about that. But there's no better way to respond to Boone when
No
he
better
says
way.
that shit.
You know, I just felt like it was kind of bullying, frankly.
You gotta understand, listening to the soundboard and then looking at Pete, like, because Pete plays this shit, he just looks right in your eyes. He's like, no, somebody just look.
I noticed that. I get so
Just looks
serious.
right in my- he's like,
I get so serious
Listen.
about it. I just have to stare at you.
listen, Booty is already like, he's already just getting me mad with the Volpe shit. But
That's Boone for
there's
you.
no better way to put it than what Pete just said. This is the same guy who told us that he thought this about IKF. Okay,
Facts.
so
And everybody knew.
give us a break. Okay,
Everybody
there's a
knew.
reason why we're amazed at what Volpe has done this year.
Yep.
It's because this is not what we saw last year.
Remember,
And say you saw the potential, but don't say that you saw this last year.
correct, exactly. No, it's not. It's not the same. It's nowhere near the same as it was last year. And I think, look, I think the analytical numbers eventually, after a couple of months, are going to show that his arm is better. His arm is better.
It has to, bro.
Speaking of,
He was on the grass.
yeah, that was a bullet,
He was on the grass.
and it was a bullet. And it was definitely a bullet. He did not have that last year, not at all.
No.
There was he had a noodle last year. There was a noodle last year.
You know who else's arm is gonna have to get a little bit of updates on attributes and stuff.
Are you talking about a catcher?
No. I'm talking about an outfielder whose defense they told us was not.
I was going to him next or one of the catchers. I'm happy you led to Soto because, yes, I was going to talk about the defense.
Listen, his arm, forget, not even just the arm, his defense as a whole was way underrated.
100%.
Or he had a bad showing and they just thought that that's who he was.
I think it's very simple, to be honest. I don't think he's a left fielder. And I don't
you
know.
might be right.
I don't
might be
know.
what it is.
You know, in previous years, I know he played with the Nationals all those years, right? And I still think he was not a good fielder and this and that. But I think when the Yankees put him in right, and they announced, like Boone announced it early in spring that he's going to play right field. Yeah. I sat there and I said, well, that is the most logical thing to do. I mean, if he is the most poor outfield you have, put him in right field. Soto has been very, very good in right field. He's been excellent for the Yankees. Oh, yeah. Some of the balls that's gone like over his head that some people like he could catch, it's not making an excuse. You also got to get used to your surroundings. Yeah. Paul O'Neill a lot of times will talk about he can know how many steps he'd be before the wall. Exactly. Like he wouldn't have to look at that point. Soto's never played there like that. Yeah. So it's not like it wasn't even an opposing club where he'd be there often and recognize the dimensions a bit. You got to give him time to get used to that. I'm not saying he's going to make all those plays. I'm not saying he won't fumble some of them. I'm not saying none of that. But the fact of the matter is, I think everybody could sit here and go, I'm comfortable if a ball is hit to him. Yeah. It's not a Bauer situation. No. It's nothing like that. The way people were making it out to be, you can't get him because he's a bad outfielder. Come again? Excuse me? Some of the takes this offseason were horrendous.
No, they were
when
bad.
It came to getting Soto. He's a first baseman. He can't play the outfield. Just wait. Stop it.
They said, there were some people saying that the Yankees fans love Soto just until they see how many errors he's going to have in the outfield. I'll tell you one thing about this outfield thus far in the season. I feel way more confident in them than I do the infield.
No question. Infield's a mess.
Verdugo has been a revelation in left field.
Yep.
I mean, for a team that has gone without a left fielder as long as we have, to see Verdugo out there and to see the fire that he plays with, because that's another thing about Verdugo. You know that this year for Verdugo is huge, and he's made a couple mistakes in the early goings that we've spoken about. So it's not that we're just kissing his ass. We've called him out when he's made the mistakes.
I just hope Boone is, but we don't know about that.
Exactly. But when I see Verdugo out there and I see him making these plays and playing the defense the way he has been, to me, it's very obvious.
Yeah.
He cares about the narrative out there about him, and he doesn't like what happened with his exit from Fenway.
Yeah.
You could tell he that's not him. He knows that he can be better than that, and he is trying to show that. Now, like I said, he's made a couple mistakes, but for the most part, you see him, he goes out there, he's trying to change that narrative, and I don't think it's just because he wants a contract. I think it's because Alex Verdugo cares what legacy is tied to Alex Verdugo's name.
Agreed.
And I love that shit.
Agreed. I like him. I like him a lot. Everybody knows the minute they got him, I was not a negative Yankee fan about it.
Yeah.
To the point that I remember seeing tweets that this is Josh Donaldson all over. And I remember tweeting out saying, where do people get the idea that this is Josh Donaldson? I really am confused here of where this is even coming from, that this guy is getting compared to Josh Donaldson. I didn't understand it at the time, and I still don't understand it right now.
It was the clickbait tweet. As soon as the move happened, the first thing people, everybody, you know how it is. Twitter now, everybody wants to sound witty. They want to sound smarter than everyone else. They want to have it first, even though they never have it first. 9 times out of 10, NYU has it first.
Okay. Have we had it first? Okay.
So when he gets traded to the Yankees,
better than your other podcast. Okay, we had it first.
You know how it is. He gets traded to the Yankees, and everybody's jumping on the bandwagon of, he's going to be the next Donaldson. He's going to be the next Donaldson.
Oh,
not
come on.
using
Not
their logic. One, he's way younger.
He's in his prime.
He's still in his prime. He's going into a contract year. Donaldson was already paid a contract.
Exactly.
He got traded here with his contract.
Exactly.
Verdugo is coming here in a contract year, coming off of controversy from Boston, being traded to that team's rival.
Bingo.
Like, bro, there was all the writing on the wall. It's one of the smarter moves that Cashman has made in a sense, but it's also kind of a no-brainer. Like,
And it marked change. I think that's the
boom,
big
that's
thing.
it. It's
It marked change. And
Yeah.
reminder that Cole and Judge and Rizzo were two guys that really wanted them here for a reason.
from last year, he
From
said
last
from
year.
last year.
Yeah, that they wanted them here. They were pushing that. And that's why you always heard the little rumor of the Yankees being, interested in Verdugo. And everybody's
Yeah.
sitting there going, yeah, ain't going to happen. I mean, he's a Red
He's a
Sox.
Red
They're not
Sox,
going to.
yeah.
Why would the Red Sox move Verdugo to the Yankees for?
Not
It doesn't
just
make
that.
sense.
He was one of the best players on the Red Sox.
Yeah.
One of the best players.
And the day it happened was just a few days before Soto. And I remember
Mm-hmm.
me and Mario were live for that. Mario just got on. And he goes, somebody in the chat just said, the Yankees got Verdugo. And I go, that's a lie. Don't pay attention.
He said, it's not true.
I said, that's a lie. Don't pay attention. It's not true. And then we're looking at her and go, wait a second. Wait a second. Mary's like, oh, it did. And like, we just start talking about that. And I remember saying immediately after it, well, we got to stay live because Soto's next. I knew immediately. Some
Yeah.
people were going, oh, they're not going to get Soto. I can't. I said, no.
Yep.
This is significant. This is them saying they've understood and they're changing.
Yeah.
Cashman said it early. 2 left-handed hitting outfielders. He got them basically within a week. He got 2 of them, and 2 guys that not only were left-handed outfielders, they come with a certain swag. They're a certain style that the Yankees, to give them credit, they have not taken away from them. They're kind of letting them be who they are,
You're right.
which is super important.
Well, Soto's been exactly himself, and I think Verdugo's been able to be exactly himself.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think if he wasn't able to do so, we would have seen it and heard it already. Like Verdugo's he's a vocal guy.
Right.
One of the things I love about him is his crowd work. Like every game you would see
He's
him, even
always
as
talking.
one of the Red Sox, he's always talking with
Soto
the people
too.
out there.
Soto
Soto,
does the same thing too now.
crazy thing was that Soto wasn't always like that.
No, he's very comfortable with the
That
Yankees.
first homestand,
Yeah.
and he said it, and I'm sure Boris was like literally like, "Please just shut up," because all our leverage
It's
is
dwindling
slipping
away. Yeah.
Because after the first homestand, he said he had to admit he's like, I gotta admit they did even more than I.
They've
could have
exceeded my
expected.
expectations.
They
basically.
exceeded
Yeah,
my
yeah.
expectations, and you saw it was every game he was turning around because he was almost like in awe, like, "Yo, this
Yeah,
is
it's
really
crazy.
all for me."
Yeah.
And Soto, it's just starting.
It is, it is just starting. And
October,
October is going to be wild. And
it's gonna be a zoo.
the one before we get, there's a couple more things I want to touch on. I want to touch on the infield defense, but I also want to touch on the Yankees catching situation. But speaking of Soto again, real quick,
Situation,
has
all right.
anybody it's a situation. Has anybody truly recognized how good this guy is in clutch moments and big moments?
I think as good as he's been and as much praise as he's gotten, I think that somehow, some way, he's still underrated.
I
in
agree.
those moments.
I agree. I've heard a lot of Yankee fans say they knew he was good. They didn't. There's some people that I talked to that were not necessarily against the move, but like, yeah, he's good, but they need more than
They
that.
didn't know. They didn't know.
know.
They weren't fully convinced.
Correct. They weren't fully convinced. And now they go, I knew he was good. I didn't think he was this good. Like, I didn't think this guy was really this good.
And the ones who say that, to me, it feels like, so you just watched Soto the last 2 years in San Diego then.
Right. You didn't
Because
see all the years before.
If you only saw Soto in San Diego, then I could understand you saying, really, that guy's going to get paid that?
right.
Or really, we got to trade all of that for that
Right.
guy? Like, he's good, don't get me wrong, but like, really? I mean, San Diego didn't win anything with him, like, whatever. But if you've been somebody who, like, obviously like Pete, because you guys can go back to the videos, they're still there on the YouTube.
Years, bro.
From way back
Years.
then, watching him on Washington, me, myself also, Kev also, another guy. You knew this. This is who he was.
Yep.
I mean, because he was literally still wet behind the ears when he got called up.
Yeah.
And these are the kind of at-bats that he was having.
And that's why so many people are high on Jason Dominguez.
Exactly.
Because one of the things I've heard about for years from him, and Dane, to give Dane credit, and Los, they talked about this a lot with him, that he loves the big moments.
Yeah.
But I remember when he came up, and me and Kev are calling that game with him being in Houston. And one of the first shots of him was him in center field.
Looking around.
Yep. And it was almost like, is this kid taking this in, or is he just like, I'm playing baseball? And it was like, he's just playing baseball. Like, he's like, I don't care what this is. I don't care if I don't care if it's on a field in DR or if it's in Yankee Stadium. I don't care where I am. I'm going to go out there and play ball. And that's why I think one of the things I talk about when I talk about the offense is I don't think we've come anywhere close yet to what this offense could very well be when everything is ready to go.
I think the ceiling, this is not me being Yankee boy here, I'm just being honest. I think the ceiling for this offense,
okay, he's being honest.
if all potential is reached, it's the best offense in baseball. It's the best offense. If
I'm there with you. They got everything. They got everything.
I didn't say this before the season, and I'll tell you why I didn't say it before the season. I did not expect Volpe to be what he's
be
been.
this. No.
I did not think that Stanton was going to look like this.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, how many times did we say, well, because there were these either or scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, well, what would you pick? Volpe hits 300 or Stanton? And I would always say, well, if Volpe hits 300, we're fucking out of here.
Yeah, forget about it.
And Volpe's been like, he's right behind Soto. Like, he's literally been like the second best player on the team.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that this offense is getting Jason Dominguez
injected
back into it.
Yep.
Right.
And not even to shit on DJ LeMahieu. Who knows?
It's
I
true.
mean, I it's the same. Look, his expectations to be where it was with Stanton. You're not expecting him to be better. You hope. You're hopeful that you get something decent from him.
Yeah.
Maybe he surprises you too. Who knows? He was looking very good early in spring. So who knows?
Average. I'll tell you one thing about DJ. Average DJ is always a plus in a lineup.
Yeah, and
he's a professional hitter,
and he's a plus on the team. Even if he goes back to what he was when he was close to being MVP, which he should, where he plays all over the infield.
Yeah,
and good segue right into the infield, right?
Yep.
You got spots open. You got against a tough lefty. He could definitely play first base. Rizzo could take some time if he needs it.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Gleyber Torres is an emotional wreck, and I don't care what
Gleybass Torres.
A little Gleybass Torres action. I don't care what anybody says. I will argue this with anybody every single day of the week. Gleyber Torres is extremely emotional.
Yeah.
And this is not knocking him. There's a lot of players like this. Gleyber's one of those guys, and I believe this, and maybe it's wrong, but I don't think it is. If he struggles with the bat, it carries over to the field. What he's probably thinking sometimes is, damn, how did I miss that pitch? Ground ball to the middle. Oh, shit.
Exactly.
That's probably how his mind is. Oh, how many outs was that? What? He reminds me of the type that is like, I'm in my head while I'm playing ball, and I lose it. Because he's right now, it almost feels like he's getting to that knob block level where it's like, bro, don't hit it. I'm scared. Yeah. Don't hit nothing to this dude.
I got to tell you, I got story time. I got benched.
Okay, a little story time. Francis got benched.
I got benched one time.
He was messing with a grandmother in the bleachers.
I got benched one time that I can remember, right, playing baseball. And it was my freshman year in high school.
I was so fat as a kid, I wouldn't run. My coach wanted to kill me, bro. My coach wanted to kill me. But I was the best player on the team.
Hey.
But so I was bad back then because I was like, I don't got to hear. What are you going to do? You ain't gonna be, and he never would. He was Aaron Boone.
He couldn't do it.
He was Aaron Boone, so he never sit me down.
He said, I need this guy.
But yeah, I couldn't.
He said, I need this guy. Look.
Carry on. I don't want to talk about me being a fat little chubby kid for a while.
I'm a freshman, and they wouldn't let me pitch yet because I was playing varsity, but I couldn't pitch with like the 17, 18-year-olds yet. I was still 13 or whatever. But, you know, I made varsity just off of the hit tool. So I was like a bench guy who got a game here or there, right? So this is I get my first start. It's maybe six games into the season. And my first at bat, I struck out on 3 pitches. And I don't think the guy threw me anything but a fastball. I just think he threw me 3 fastballs. The location might have varied slightly, but he threw me 3 straight fastballs. I took the first one, I swung at the next 2, and I didn't touch him. And I'm playing second base. So I go out top of the inning, and the first pitch of the inning is grounded straight at me. But I don't get the glove. Like, I got the glove down, but you got to get the glove in the dirt. The glove got to touch the dirt. My glove didn't touch the dirt. It went through my legs. or whatever. I didn't know where to put my face, but I looked at the shortstop, and the shortstop just looked at me, and he was just like, he didn't say anything, and I was like, I didn't want to look at the pitcher because you do that, and the pitcher is like, come on, that's
what are
a
you
gimme.
doing?
I
It's right
need
there,
that shit.
man. That's right there.
I went back to the dugout, and the coach just looked at me. He was like, you were thinking about your at bat, and I was like, how'd you know? He's like, everybody knows. He's like, because that's what he's like. That's
what happened.
When that ball went through your legs, you were still, what you saw was the third pitch that you swung at.
Yep.
I was like, yeah, you're right. He's
Yep.
like, I know. He's like, okay, so you're benched.
So with that being said, go
He's
home.
like, so with that being said,
your-
like,
here's your bag.
You're done, right? This
It's time
is
to go home.
literally because I was batting at the bottom of the lineup.
Bus arrives in 5 minutes.
So I'm batting. It, I think it was the third inning that I got my first at bat, and by the fourth inning, I was on the bench, and I didn't play. I didn't play for the next week.
Damn.
But I learned a valuable lesson because he told me he's like, I don't care what happens out there on the field.
Can't carry over.
Don't bring it into the batter's
Right.
box.
Right.
I don't care what happens in the batter's box. Do not bring it onto the field.
Yep.
And what you're saying with Gleyber is that it doesn't seem like
Gotta
he can,
be, man.
It doesn't seem
can't
like he
separate
can
the two.
because again, and we said it. I don't know. It might have been on All Rise, but it just doesn't feel like he understands that he can contribute with the glove,
Correct.
even if he's not hitting.
And remember this. Last year, I would say was Gleyber's best year overall, in my opinion. I don't care about the 2019 season.
How do you argue? How do you argue it?
I just feel like that year he ran hard. I told
We didn't
everybody
have a team last year,
he
carried us.
changed my opinion of him last year.
and that's
Because
hard
the way
to do.
he played, very hard
Hard
to
to do.
He played very well in the second half. But the one thing I will say about Gleyber is, but it was good all year.
Consistency.
He hit.
Consistency.
That's not, you know what I mean? It's like it kind of just went together because everything was working well.
And he did it in a team that didn't have Judge,
Correct.
didn't have Rizzo down the
Correct.
stretch, and he was still doing it.
And with him struggling now, I feel like it's carrying over. Anthony Rizzo, on the other hand, I don't know if this guy's still if he's seeing double of the ball or something, but the balls that Rizzo's missing, and by the way, Major League Baseball, I got to tell you guys something real quick. I can curse? I'm good.
Yeah, we're
Don't fuck around with Carlos Rodon, all
all
right?
sleeping.
I don't want to scream it too loud. But don't, I'm a respectable guy, all right? What you guys did to Rodon to give that a hit is a disgrace to every person that's ever manned first base in the history of baseball.
Rizzo himself knows that's not a hit.
For that to be deemed a hit, and you let my guy's ERA go up over that nonsense is one of the most disgraceful things I've ever seen. It's shameful. Anthony, you're better than this, and we need you to be better very soon because enough is enough with this poor defense. I don't mind your back goes a little bit. You got to be able to at least field. TJ Rumfield in AAA, by the way. He already got a couple of hits. They called him up like that for a reason, too. I'm telling you.
Listen,
Smack the like at the
after
sub.
the play yesterday, the same thing happened. Like a ball gets hit right to him, ends up in right field. I don't know who he was looking at. I know he was looking towards our dugout. I don't know who exactly he was looking at.
Probably
But it's
Boone.
like, you could tell he was just like he's looking at somebody like he's like I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Bro, they got to be. It's not him.
Like he literally looked and he's just like you could see the look on his face. It was very stern. It was very serious, and it was a look like I don't know what the fuck's happening. Like this should not be. So
Shout
when
out to Dr. Jeff. Dr. Jeff said it. He goes, you may not really know until he's actually under there
In the
playing
game.
daily. Yeah.
And I mean it's crazy because up until that point I was like, it's really just us saying like, look, something's up.
Yeah.
When he made that look after that play yesterday, I was like, no,
Something's wrong.
feeling exactly like us
Yeah.
because he looked in the dugout and it was a look like this is not supposed to happen.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. I can't
It's-
even tell you. He didn't go like this, like when you fuck up.
Yeah.
He's, my bad.
Yeah.
Like Glaber's
It's more
been
like a
fucking
disbelief.
up, and Glaber's like,
Yeah.
my bad because
He's pounded-
Glaber's
you know how much he's pounded his chest and shit? Forget
a lot.
about it.
He's pounded his chest a
Got
lot.
bruises on
He's
his
like
chest, the
Tarzan
guy.
at this point. Tarzan Torres. But
Tarzan
Rizzo,
Torres.
but Rizzo literally is looking like I can't explain what's happening.
It's like he's even confused by it. Like,
Exactly.
I don't know how I'm missing this. Like, this is
Exactly.
a easy play. And the craziest thing about that play and why I bring it up is the majority of people who've played ball could at least block that ball at first. It wasn't
Keep it in
hit
front
like
of
a
you.
rocket. It wasn't even hit like a rocket. It wasn't a tough backhand.
Nope.
He just saw it as like, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah,
what
and
do I
some
do?
of-
What happened here?
and
Like,
some of
no
the throws.
reaction.
I think
a lot of it, yeah.
I think you mentioned it. This might not have been the Blue Jays series, might have been the Marlins series in a post game season. We were talking about one of the things that Rizzo hung his hat on was being able to pick it.
He told people, throw it in the dirt.
He said,
If you can't make it, then be thrown in the
just
dirt.
throw it in the dirt.
I got you.
He's not that guy this year.
No, and that's scary because let's be honest here, man. Fielding don't typically go that quick.
No.
You know what I mean? Fielding don't typically go that quick.
Let's be honest with you. How many players do we see the bat go before the glove?
Well, we got an example. Josh Donaldson was still a great fielder.
Exactly. And Josh Donaldson did not hit with the Yankees, but
he was still a great fielder.
Base, he played a very solid third base.
He was still a vacuum, and he still had all that still. So it's like that didn't go away.
Birdie. John Birdie's, he's what, 35 or something?
34,
he plays
35, yeah.
Amazing third base.
Yeah, DJ LeMahieu.
Another guy.
Is older, beat
third
up,
base,
and
second
everything.
base, first base.
He plays everything like Gold Glove caliber almost.
So it's again, I mean, Dr. Jeff told us.
He said it, Dr.
He
Jeff.
said that this was a strong possibility, and I think we're seeing it.
I hope not. I
Here,
hope he bounces back.
Maybe silver lining, right? Maybe it's early on. This is the first real game speed he's getting.
Yep.
We are
He's getting speed, okay.
What is it, 19 games into the season?
Okay, yep. Game 20 tomorrow.
Maybe it'll go, like maybe this will go like getting away, kind of like with Judge's timing issue.
Yeah.
Maybe he's having a similar issue, obviously not timing with the bat, but there's a delay up here with the fielding. And maybe it's something that with more game reps, it will go away. What I did like that I did see in Toronto, they were doing fielding drills before the game.
I saw that. I do.
I don't remember seeing this last year.
Was it you who sent the picture?
No, somebody else sent it.
Somebody else sent
it. I just got to see it and smile.
And Soto was like standing above Glaber. Glaber's on his knees, and there was a lot of jokes about that, by the way. But
Christian, I'm not going to say
Christian's an animal, bro. Shout out to okay, all right,
shout out to
okay.
Christian, man.
Shout out to Christian with the okays, all right.
The fellas.
Shout out to the fellas.
See, they had the night. We gave the fellas the night off today.
Oh no, they still worked. So again, the Odyssey, if you guys have them, again, shout out to the fellas.
My bad.
NYYST. Follow them across the board on all social media platforms. Not social media platforms, but that whoever does podcasts, whatever they call that.
It's media. Thing? Odyssey.
Yeah,
they're the official Yankees podcast
of Odyssey.
Odyssey,
yes,
baby.
Correct.
NYYST. Hang with the fellas.
So follow those guys. We do got a couple of super chats, and then I want to talk about the Austin Wells Trevino situation.
Shout out to this chat, bro. 180 plus. It's supposed to be midnight.
Cute. This is cute. What are you guys doing? Come on.
They love us.
All right, let's play some Golden Girls for them.
Thank you for being a friend.
Kyle Malay says
Sounds so good in
1,000% better outfielders this year. Better than Willie Bangs, Bowers, and IKF. I just miss singing the Willie Bangs song. He bangs. Oh, baby, when he moves.
We're showing
Boom
our age.
goes crazy.
We're showing our age.
Michelino says next year. No, Michelino, stop. Soto's not playing. I'm not even going to read it, bro, because Soto's not playing first base.
Michelino,
I love you, my guy.
He's getting taken by the wave of the timeline.
He said Soto first base, left field Jones, center field Martian, right field Judge. No, he's not.
Guys,
He's
they're not putting
Soto at first base, man. Come
Judge.
on, guys.
Judge is, if out of any of them, Judge is the only one that's been taking reps at first base.
And can I also just say this, folks? Me and Dane talked about this on the Farm Report. If you didn't see that Farm Report, go watch it. I think it was extreme. It was a lot of fun. And shout out to Dane. I'll be seeing that big son of a bitch tomorrow. Can't wait to see him.
And so son of a bitch, you.
And Dane, you'll be okay on that flight, my brother. We got you.
Yes,
It's
sir.
been a long time since Dane traveled, folks, on a plane, and I don't think he's not nervous or scared about that. It's been a while, so there's a little bit of a little anxiety.
Little
going on.
anxiety going on. I don't blame him.
It happens to me. Like I said before, I pray the entire time. The entire time going up, man. I get in the air a little bit, dial it back a little bit.
I'm right there with you. You.
Yeah, but no, we were talking about this idea that anybody could just be plugged into first base and you're good. I prefer defense at first base. I'm a big believer in defense at first. That's why I'm excited that TJ Rumfield is in AAA. He's one of the best defensive first basemen in the minors.
Yep.
Believe he won a Gold Glove in the minor league at first base.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal at first base. He could very well be. I know Ben Rice homered the other day. He's getting off to a little bit of a slow start. But TJ Rumfield is now hitting in AAA. I think he had an RBI single the other day. I don't know what he's done since then. But the fact of the matter is, here's a guy who played in the spring breakout game.
Yep.
He had a big home run in that game.
Yep.
He had 19 homers last year. The average dipped a bit. He also walks. So if he can just get the average and the K's down slightly, you're looking at an everyday first baseman.
Somebody, let me ask you this. Do you think he's somebody that could be in the fold at some point this season?
100%. He's in AAA already. He's not in the 40-man, but no question about
That's
it.
why I
Easily be in
asked,
the
because
fold.
he is in AAA. He's not on the 40. And, for him to get on the 40, that
DJ LeMahieu might be the only guy that can stop him.
corresponding move.
Possibly. Just because
Yeah.
they know DJ could play first, and he's a
Exactly.
veteran, he's getting paid.
Yeah. We're
So
still
he'd
paying
probably get that chance. But
Health is going to be key, though.
health is going to be key.
Health is going to be
The
key.
continued production of Oswaldo Cabrera is going to be key.
Yep.
And whatever else happens, is Glaber going to bounce back, or God forbid he's going to? Is the thumb okay on Glaber from getting hit by the pitch? We don't really know. But TJ Rumfield is a guy that shout out to John Brophy, who told me about him before the season even began. He was like, he's one of my favorite. I think he's the guy that's going to replace Rizzo. Brophy told me that in spring. So I paid a little more attention to him. And after watching him and talking to people about him, yeah, I really believe he could be the guy. And the Yankees obviously pushed him up pretty quick.
It's one of the things that we harped on, coming into this season about why this is one of the most exciting times to be a Yankees fan.
Right.
It's not just the product that we have at the big league level. It's the fact that
Ben Rice homer today also, by the way. So
look
he's
at that.
getting hot at the
Made
right
up
time.
by Ja. It's the product that we have in the minors as well. I mean, when's
Correct.
the last time?
Very good. It really
did you
is.
look at the farm and you could name 8, 9 guys that you're just like, I'm excited to see this kid. Like
Even our mid prospects look really good.
the mid.
The guys that a lot of people will go, they're not going to be in a top 100 guy. Jared Serna, guys like that. I was like, but Caleb Durbin is a guy that nobody's talking about. Caleb Durbin's playing the outfield. He's playing third base, shortstop, second. Too small to play first base. He ain't going to play there. But Caleb
excited.
Durbin's a guy. I mean, there's a lot. Augustine Ramirez.
Brando stateside now.
Brando stateside.
Like,
So
there's a lot to be excited about.
as a Yankee fan, you got to be excited. And this
Roderick?
Roderick Arias, George Lombard looks amazing.
I mean, bro, there's
The
more
talent,
than 8
the
names.
talent is absolutely wild within the Yankee system, and that's why I always say I'm not scared to trade a prospect because I know what is still coming through the system,
You believe in the system that produced,
and I believe in the
prospect you're
players that even
trading.
trade.
Yeah.
So that's the things. Like I believe in all those. I know Spencer Jones is a great prospect. I know that these guys are. I'd be very, very willing to move certain guys because of what I believe in the system and the lower levels of what's coming up.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of guys that are kind of just coming out of nowhere. And again, go watch that episode because we talk about a few guys who you guys may have never even heard of.
Yeah.
And that we've been talking about. Vreeling is, me and Dane talked about him. He's the starting pitcher prospect that's going to be a breakout this year. This guy got drafted a few years back, was out due to injury, and the Yankees started him in Double-A, and he hasn't given him a run.
Yeah.
He's one of the best pitchers in Double-A right now.
Yeah.
And he got electric stuff.
I mean, this is a guy. It wasn't even. I was reading an article last week, I want to say, and obviously it's very, very premature. But they're already saying this is a guy who, if the stuff keeps up, you're looking at the Yankees possibly having the minor league pitcher of the year in back-to-back years, which is nuts. It's obviously really premature.
Yeah, it is.
It's obviously
but
really premature.
there was also something very premature also. I think Baseball America, I don't want to quote Baseball America, I might be wrong, but somebody said this, that Henry Lalane will be out of the Yankees bullpen this year, which is wild.
This year,
which is, and it was a big publication. I don't know which one it was. If Los was in there, he'd tell you, Los is in here. Los, tell me I'm wrong. Let me know what it was again, because I remember you and Dane talking about that. And if I am wrong, let me know exactly what it was.
he said
But-
Lombard on base 6 times today.
Yeah, Lombard, his on-base percentage has been wild. His average has been down a bit, but the guy's approach for an 18-year-old is stupid. There's people saying he'll be up at 20, too, because they believe he's that good.
I mean, we saw him in spring at 18. He didn't look overmatched.
Lalane will make it the AAA this season, which is still wild. Not
Wow.
the Yankees bullpen.
Yeah.
AAA is still nuts for Lalane. It's insane.
It's one step away from the bigs, guys.
If that happens, I'll say it right now. I'm highly doubtful that'll happen. Highly doubtful.
Agreed. Because it also,
even if he dominated, I don't think that's going to happen.
I was gonna say, because there's also the Yankees portion of that formula.
Correct.
Like even if he's producing it, will they do it?
Correct.
Which is why we're giving them the credit for bumping up Rumfield.
Exactly.
Already, right? Because
and
normally
one thing,
we don't know.
Well, one thing too that the Yankees have gotten better with is they're getting to the point now of bringing their prospects up.
It's true.
And
They're
this has
moving
been
guys
something
along.
and they're moving guys along. So speaking of the major league catching, we can literally go right into this because the minor league stuff leads into that.
Yeah.
You got a guy who I've made the prediction, and that's why I love our prospect team. Los, Greg, who does a great job on the write-ups,
Yes.
Dane, Brophy. We are the only people. Could say it right now, fact of the matter. We are the only ones that have gave Augustine Ramirez the flowers that he
Yes.
truly deserves.
Yes.
No, I think Pipeline got him ranked like 25th. I'm like, what crack have you guys been smoking?
8 home runs already?
8 home? No, I think it's 7. I think it's 7 homers already.
Oh.
That he has. But
Oof.
this kid has been so good. You're honestly probably if this ever continued, you're looking at another top 100 prospect because he's a
Literally.
catcher. There's
Yeah.
no way you leave him off.
Yeah.
He can't be left off.
And the
it'd
catchers
be a
aren't-
top 10 Yankee prospect
The catchers
across
aren't-
the board.
They're not hitting like this right now.
Yeah.
Like when you see it, it's becoming a very not awkward. It's just these days, most clubs are going with the glove first guy,
Right.
Because they're just not expecting to get the production from that position right now.
Exactly.
So a guy like Ramirez, look,
He's better than Gary
yeah.
at this time. He's better than Gary. And I
Which
know a lot of people
says a
probably.
lot.
Yeah, look, Gary
Remember
was
when
looking,
Gary came up?
He's looking like an MVP.
Remember when Gary came up?
Yeah.
That's just because
Yeah.
I get it. I think it's a lot of people look back at Gary now and they forget what we had initially
Correct.
with him. When he first came up, there were evaluators saying that he was the best pure hitter on the team, and that team featured Aaron Judge.
Correct.
Obviously, there was
There was people
defensive-
saying to me, remember 2018? Don't forget Gary because he could be the MVP out of all those
Exactly.
guys.
It's
When
true.
they had Stanton and Judge.
It's true because in 2017 he came up and he looked how he
Yep.
looked. Again, if people remember, what was it? It was 16 when Judge first came up, and
Correct.
initially he hit his home run first, but then he struggled.
Yep.
He struggled mightily. Gary was a different story.
Correct.
Gary came up
Yep.
and was hitting major league pitching and having good at bats and clutch and home runs, and I mean, obviously, there was the worries on defense, and they made an emphasis to kind of focus on the defense, and then the bat kind of suffered, and then there was the whole coming into camp out of shape season after season or whatever. But like, try to remember that beginning of Gary Sanchez. When Gary Sanchez first came up, it was ridiculous. It was nuts. Like, this guy, I mean, he lost out Rookie of the Year to Matt, the guy from the Tigers. Oh man, it's gonna drive me nuts. I can't remember his name. The pitcher, Michael Fulmer. Sorry, he lost out the Rookie of the Year to Michael Fulmer, but it was close. That was a close vote that year. And look, I mean, Gary Sanchez was a guy who came up and produced right away. So for us to be saying that August looks better than Sanchez did at this stage,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, because I know there's also too. So I'm not taking away anything. His challenge again is going to be defense, right?
Yeah.
That's still going to be his challenge. He has an absolute cannon for an arm, which Gary had. And the other day he threw out 2 guys, and honestly, it really wasn't close. Like compared to Wells and Trevino, he got a way better arm than both of them. And I think
I don't know what happened to Trevino's arm.
I don't know what happened to Trevino in general when it comes to defense.
Catching.
Yeah, catching in general. I don't know what happened to him because I'm sorry, I watch him and I don't go, that's a gold glover or that's a platinum glover. Nah, I don't see that. So I don't want to say.
They give him the title because it's the title thing.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're saying what you're saying because, like, do we still refer to him that way because that's something that he did before the injury? Or is it okay to say, no, he's going to have to show us that again?
I mean, I think it's fair to say it. I mean, it was previous year, right?
'Cause
It's
I don't-
like saying a guy was an MVP and he was never that good again. Well, you
Exactly.
don't hold him to that standard anymore.
Thank you. Because there's part of me that I feel the pushback when I say certain things about Trevino because I know he's loved, he's beloved by the fan base and stuff like that. He's just not giving me the same vibes.
No, not at all.
The bat is starting to come along a little bit, okay. But we all know why Trevino's here. He's not here for what he can do offensively.
No.
He's supposed to be a guy who impacts the game behind the dish. And thus far this year, he's gotten more than enough opportunities to show me it, and he just hasn't.
Hasn't at all.
He just hasn't.
He hasn't at all.
When I needed him to be a calming presence for Luis Gil, he hasn't been.
No.
When I needed him to, maybe even rein in a veteran guy,
Hasn't been that.
hasn't been able to do it.
Nope.
When I need him to throw a guy out, hasn't been able to do it. It's like, I don't know. Look, I'm not saying he's still injured or whatever, because again, it's what I was saying. That's what I was saying with Rizzo. It could just be early. Trevino's a guy also didn't have a full spring training. Trevino made his first start in spring training when we were down there.
Correct.
So it was a truncated spring for him, and maybe like Judge, he's still getting into rhythm. But thus far, he has not been a platinum glove catcher, and I hope that we see that again because I know that the Yankees are going to give him every opportunity.
Derek with a super chat says, "Is there any truth to Goldie coming to the Yankees?"
What?
I haven't heard that anywhere.
Where did you hear that?
Yeah, I haven't heard
It's
that
really
anywhere.
early though for that.
It's very, very early
that
for
kind
all
of
that
thing,
type
yeah.
of conversation. But
What do the Cardinals
continue-
look like? Do you know?
I don't know if they're doing. I don't think they're doing that.
I'm gonna have
good.
to pull it up because why would anybody even be talking about
I don't know.
Goldschmidt be moved?
Let's take a look. Let's see what their numbers are looking like.
I mean, it's way too early for us to even be having these.
Okay, Johnny Lasagna is talking about Javi Baez. Okay,
man.
little Javi Baez action.
No, I tweeted this about
Michelino
Javi.
says I read that too, so I don't know if this is something that's going around out there. I don't know if it's been reported.
St. Louis they're under 500. They're last in their division. They're 9-10.
Yeah, they don't look like a team anyway that's
It's
going to
not
do
looking
much.
good. It's crazy though because I really liked how they approached their pitching in the
Yeah.
offseason. I thought it was going to work.
Yep.
It clearly doesn't look like it's
If you go
working.
back on old Simonetti Source videos, by the way, I was pushing for him to be a Yankee years ago.
You were. I remember
Pete Dombrowski.
it's crazy because they ended up with two
I also
guys.
wanted Patrick Corbin. That wouldn't have worked out too well.
I wanted Corbin too.
I didn't want to trade Volpe for him though, like L.I. Yankee King did a couple years ago.
No.
But that's
I
anyway.
wanted to
Anywho.
bring up that Lasagna said the bias thing. Lasagna said the bias thing, and I tweeted this out the other day. I hope that they study the decline of Javi Baez because I don't.
Do you think that's Glaber when he goes to a new team? I've heard this a couple of times from people that worry that once that guy gets like money and a long-term deal, that he becomes Javi Baez. I don't think anybody could be that bad. Baez is terrible. Let's be it. This guy is like he's bad.
Pete, some of the swings that Javi Baez takes makes you think he is trying to end the at bat on purpose.
That's what I feel. I feel like it's like I really don't care, bro. Like get me out of here.
All right, look, it's not the first time either. The other day we posted it. I'm pretty sure it was the MVP behind it. The strikeout Marcus Stroman to Vladdy Jr. with a slider off the plate.
Yeah.
Second time Stroman gets because he got him the same pitch in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
Right. The pitch is off the plate the whole time, but it's the spin of the ball that tricks the right-handed batter into thinking it's coming in.
Right.
That's why he swings like that. Javi is swinging at shit that is 3 feet more outside than that.
It starts a foot off the plate and he still chases it. It's got to be seeing double, bro.
Guys,
Got to be seeing double.
This is a guy like.
He was a former MVP.
If somebody,
that's what Johnny was talking
If somebody just started watching baseball the last 3 years, they would think that this guy was always a scrub.
about. Oh, 100%. And then you see his contract and go, how did that happen?
How did that happen?
How did that happen?
This is a guy who, with Chris Bryant and Anthony Rizzo, was one of the reasons that the
Anthony.
Chicago Cubs broke the 108-year curse.
Yep.
I'm telling you, that decline has to be studied. And the Glaber point just scared the shit out of me. Because, I mean, then again, maybe a lot of what we're seeing this year is the fact that Glaber's already in his head about, the contract stuff.
Yeah, Glaber's all fucked up with that. And that's additional pressure too on top of him that he wants to get that contract.
I mean, he already probably, I mean, the Yankees don't rub me as the organization that's kind of.
Okay, the Yankees don't rub him, okay?
They don't rub me. They don't give me that
yo.
vibe that they're the kind of organization that's like stringing people along. I think you kind of get the vibe when you're not going to be back. Mm-hmm. And I think Glaber has gotten that vibe, which leads him to believe I need to perform because I need to make sure that somebody wants to pay me.
Yep.
So maybe he is pressing a bit just there.
He could. Yeah, he definitely could be. And just going back to the catching situation, this worries me again in the sense of the Yankees coming to decisions on things and making their minds up regarding things. I feel like the situation here with Austin Wells is one of those situations where as an organization, you have to make some sort of level of commitment.
Yeah.
You can't just simply say, we're going to take this kid who always started in the minor leagues, He's not used to being a part-time guy, and we're going to just turn him into a part-time guy because we feel we got to let Trevi get time in there.
Yeah.
And my understanding of it is this simple. Trevi's always been a part-time guy. He's never been a guy that's been a starter. He's never done that. Is the Yankees' expectation of Wells is that he'll be a full-time starter or he's going to be a role player? That's the question I would have for the Yankees right now is, do you believe this is a starter at the major league level or a guy that, and I know people will go and say, yeah, but they did it with Posada. Well, Posada got the majority of the time.
Exactly.
Posada got the majority of the time.
Right now, there's not really a full majority, but I think Trevino's caught more.
Oh, definitely. And I know we were talking about it. It's been much, much more 50-50. And it might be a little more than that. It might be 60-40.
You remember us going into the season. You remember one of the last good arguments or discourse that we had in our private chat was how the split was going to go with Wells and Trevor.
Correct.
We were all on the side that Wells was getting more starts. It's just it was how we divided it. But none of us expected.
None of us said 50-50.
That Trevino was going to be 50-50
No,
up.
not at all. Because why? Why would it be? He's not another guy that you're just pairing him with. He's the future of your catching situation is what you'd hope. And that's why I talk about Augustine Ramirez because, you didn't really see a path. Because a lot of people were talking about, he'll pair with Austin Wells. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. I don't like that idea that, you're going to have a catcher tandem. Yeah, but these guys could be starters. Yeah. So why are you going to go ahead and just say, hey, when a lefty pitches, you'll play, and a righty, that doesn't work for me. You know what that is like to me? It's like an MLB The Show type thing you do. Yeah. It's not a real life type thing you would do.
I'm just worried
with two young players.
Yeah, no, you're right, and it's worrying me because again, the Yankees have done a lot. They've moved in a way this season that is very different.
Yeah,
and shouts out to you. Shouts out to Lasagna's tweeted about it also recently. I think all of us at one point or another have kind of said it because the guys, the NYYST, the fellas have said it too. The Yankees are moving very differently this season.
Correct.
And there's a lot that leadership has done to lead us to believe that they're trying to turn over a new leaf.
Mm-hmm.
But when I see what's going on with Wells,
I hate it.
I hate to say this, and I hope I'm wrong, but it's starting to give me those Peraza vibes where it's like,
oh God,
he's up here, but you're not giving him the opportunity. But then when you do give it to him, it's like, well, we're giving it to, but he's not producing. But you're not giving him consistent time,
right?
So it's like, again, I'm not saying that yet because with Wells hasn't played that much, but still with the time that he's been given, his on base percentage is like 100 points higher than Trevino, and I think that speaks volumes because neither one of them is hitting. Neither one of them is necessarily hitting the cover off the ball, but on base percentage is a good barometer to look at, what you're doing for the team offensively. And I think, Wells is doing a pretty decent job there.
And he's also been robbed of plenty of hits. Like
he's hitting the ball hard.
And I don't want to, and look, it's not, I know that's not the excuse of you can hit a ball 110 miles is right at somebody. It's an out. It is an out. His average is his average.
Yeah.
But when you do look into it and you watch it every day, you go, man, that ball was smacked to right center field. It gets caught. Then he hits bullets to left field and is right at the fielder. Yep. It's like at some point you kind of look at that and go, you would expect these to start falling in. You'd expect these to go to the gap, down the line, in front of a fielder. He just hasn't had luck in that regard, and nothing is finding a hole. It's getting hit right to people.
Somebody posted this Savant page a couple days ago, and they didn't say who it was. They was like, guess the player. They're like, this is one of the most unlucky guys in baseball right now. And it was Austin Wells. The Savant page looks good. Yeah. There's a lot of red.
Yeah, there's a lot. He's hitting. I mean, I call all these games.
So you're watching it, yeah.
I'm watching everything really, really close, and I remember a lot of like little plays that some people may just watch and forget. Yeah. But when you're calling it, it's kind of like, when they say if you read out loud, you remember it better sometimes. I've always been one of those people. But even when I'm watching it and I'm calling it, I remember I'm like, if somebody were to come to me and be like, has he been really bad? I'd be like, not, to be honest, no. Like, no. I know the numbers suck ass, and I get it, and everybody would see it and go, he has to produce at this level. But when you watch it, you're like, he's stung the baseball pretty good. He doesn't look overmatched.
No.
He doesn't look like a guy who's like, you got to send this kid down because he's just overmatched here. You don't see that.
Which with Trevi at the beginning, the at-bats didn't look as competitive. And that's what was bothering me, is that I'm
Correct.
just like,
Guy swings at pitches at his tits
yeah,
when I'm about to hit him in the chest.
I'm like, I don't know, man. He just doesn't look like his timing is there. His eye doesn't, seem to be where it needs to be. Whereas with Wells, it seems like, he's putting together good at bats. The results just aren't there. Now, I know if I'm seeing it, the Yankees are seeing it. And it's not just, the coaches and stuff like that or whatever. But again, it gives me, I don't know, just give me pause, because it's like, if you're another guy on that team and you're seeing this play out, it's like, like, how does that make you feel? That it's like, okay, I get it. Trevino might be their guy or whatever, but it's like, this is this kid the future?
Right.
Like, what are they telling Wells? What's the messaging? We'll never know. But it's one of the things I've been wondering a lot early on in this season.
Yeah.
Just what's really going on with our catching situation, and
Yeah, it's tough.
what's it going to look like come July?
Yeah, what's it going to look like come July? What's it going to look like, come 2025?
I couldn't even. It's crazy, because before the season started, I would have told you 2025 Wells is the starter.
Wells is a starter, yeah, but you're looking at it now and you're going,
I don't know.
You don't know what that whole duo is going to be, because you got Carlos Narvaez also in AAA, who a lot of people are very high on. And of course, we already know about Augustine Ramirez, who people are now through the roof about. And he's just been so damn good that if this type of year continues, you're looking around going, so where is his spot on the team? Like, this kid can't be denied. Like, you got to find a place. Like, can you imagine if his ceiling is even a 240 hitter, but he hits 25 homers a year?
Listen,
235, 240.
235, 240 is pretty solid.
And at
the
cheap
catcher position?
Well, think about this too. At a cheap cost, and you got Soto back, and you need those type of guys, but they're extremely productive.
Exactly.
That's huge. That is absolutely
Soto,
huge.
the things that are going to make the Soto deal a reality are that, right? Like the young, controllable players and the cheap players who produce at a
And
high
that's
level.
why I keep saying we have to. If you don't bring him back, there's a black stain on the organization, because they have that.
I would hate to see them move the way they've moved this year.
You could walk into putting these guys in places.
yeah.
You got all these minor leaguers coming up. It's the best time to do it.
It seems like and again, this is why it's so crazy, because everything this season seems like that's what they're gearing up for. But I mean, again, it's the Yankees, and anything can happen.
Mm-hmm.
If that somehow was to turn that way, I mean, God, it's gonna take. I don't know how they come back from that.
Yeah, it's tough.
I mean, just me
You
as a
can't,
fan,
bro. You can't.
You did
You can't.
everything, and you moved.
You can't.
You moved perfectly, right? I mean, granted, I wanted another starter coming into the season or whatever, but at this point, it's like, look, we got what we got. Let's roll with it or whatever. You can't not have Soto back in the fold.
No, you have
You
to.
just can't not
You
have
have
Soto
to.
back in the fold. When you look at the payroll going into next year, when you look at our commitments, when you look at what Volpe's going to give you at his price, when you look at what Dominguez is going to give you at his price, when
Spencer
you look at what
Jones,
Spencer Jones is going to give
maybe
you
Rumfield.
at his price, when you look at your Rumfields, your Oswaldo Cabreras,
Yep.
your Jorbits. Look, I know he's out with an orbital fracture right now, but again, this
Orbital.
is
Okay.
Orbital, right?
I had a tough time. I don't know if you heard me the other day.
a guy. I did,
Bro, I
did.
could not get that out.
Bro. And this is a
Orbital.
guy, you said it. This is a guy that the Yankees before the gruesome injury, the Yankees put a lot of stock in this guy.
Yeah, they believed him. They were telling people. The beat writers were talking about it.
He was
That
taking
they
over.
think that his bat, he will replace Gleyber. They were like,
Gleyber
he
Torres.
will replace him.
Yeah. Now, let's see.
Now you don't know.
Let's see. But I mean, these guys are here because they are going to supplement the Soto deal. So it has to happen.
Yeah.
It has to. I don't see how they don't make it happen.
Facts, guys. You're going to smack it at like, you're going to hit it that damn sub, you hear me? You're going to
Exactly.
smack it at like, you're going to hit it that damn sub like you never done before in your life. And guys, here's the crazy thing, man. Guys, look at this real quick. We are 5 minutes away from the event being tomorrow.
I can't believe
what's
we're
so
this
crazy
freaking
about
close,
this?
bro.
We could do this all day. I mean, we could sit here and talk all day, maybe even 24 hours. That's a little inside joke.
I like
That's
what
a
you
little
did there.
inside joke. Smacky the like, hitting the sub.
Like what you did there.
Yeah, sometimes sometimes I got a good one every
He's
now
here.
and then.
He's here all week, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm here all week, guys. Don't worry about it. You're not gonna miss me. I'll be at the event, I promise. If I'm not there, something's really wrong. If I'm not there, look at Jira. She might have done something to me. I'm just letting everybody know she's a number one suspect. If anything happens to me, number one suspect over there.
This is a public forum.
Don't you show up without me. They'll know what's up.
Listen,
Hirsch, if you love me, you son of a bitch, you're gonna make sure you get to the bottom of it.
if Pete's not there and Jira's there, chances are Francis isn't there either. She's gonna She's gonna take care of both.
Take the duo out.
My wife might be there too. Let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you this. If
Trouble.
you see Jira and my wife, and you don't see the two of us, call somebody. Okay,
Call somebody up.
And
That's
I don't mean NYPD. You got to go up the ladder.
Yeah, gotta
This
get up the
This
ladder.
is an FBI situation.
Facts. All
Homeland
day.
Security.
all day, every day. The top dogs need to be on the case. Speaking of dogs, where we at? Figured I'd just get one of those out there for you guys.
I love that one.
That's what a little Verdugo. It's
kinda
little
nice.
Verdugo action. It's kind of nice. It is nice. But no, guys. I mean, look, we covered just about. I mean, shit. I don't think there's anything we missed out there. We didn't really touch on the starting pitching and all that, but we basically touched on just about everything.
A little bit of pitching. We
A
didn't.
little bit of pitching, a little bit of smacking the liking, hitting the subby.
I think whatever we missed was covered in the video that came out earlier today.
It was, yes. And the reading the comments of that video was actually pretty damn interesting because the majority of the fan base, I don't believe, is overreacting. I think a lot of the majority of the fan base isn't as concerned. I think we understand that Soto alone does make this team a lot better. Verdugo's way better than what they had last year.
Oh, yeah.
And look, Judge hasn't hit yet. So I get the Judge concerns. I really do. But guys, I'll say it again. Maybe I'll be wrong. I hope I'm not. I think he'll finish this month way better than he started this month. And if you want a little more reason to not be as concerned, guy had 5 homers last year in April. And he had a horrible first half and a very good second half.
Yeah.
So sometimes guys, little bigger players, a little mechanics get out of hand. Might take him a little while to get it back. There was a time last year I was calling Rob and I was like, I don't think Judge is going to have a good year. I was one of those guys.
Yeah.
And he proved it wrong quick. So I'm not going to fall in that trap again this year. I think it could be just something of a trend for Judge that he starts a little slow. He also missed a lot of spring training time.
Judge, again, and that's the point I was going to make. Is like Judge is who he is. I just think, him missing all those games in spring is what we're seeing at this point. And again, I think the Yankees were perfectly okay with that. I think they knew what they were doing at the time, and I think they expected him to have the start that he's having.
Probably.
Because they said, we're not going to rush him. He's going to miss the games, and basically the first month of the season is going to be like an extended spring for him.
Facts.
Literally. I think Judge's season is really, really starting a week from now. Like that's his real opening day. So if a week from now I don't start to see something,
if he's hitting 180 by the end of the month, I'm a little concerned.
I'll be a little concerned.
Yeah,
But
I'll be concerned.
as of right now, I still wholeheartedly believe he's gonna be Aaron Judge.
Yeah, I agree. And now he's gonna be home for a little bit. He got the short porch. He got all that stuff. Maybe he, clicks and gets it going. But
that Oakland series, man.
Yeah, they got to beat them up. Like I said, guys, 3 against the Rays, 4 against Oakland. I think the Yankees gotta take off, and man, do we have a week ahead of us. Coming up here now, guys. The event is literally, we're a minute away. We're a minute away from officially being tomorrow, NYYU Day. I can't say it yet. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say that. I'm just gonna wait.
Just wait for it. Listen, man. I can't believe this, bro. I'm just thinking back to September, man, and how down we were. Look at his face. This is the longest minute of my life. This is like New Year's Eve. We got to do New Year's Eve together one year, guys.
Imagine how long the minutes ago.
There it is.
There it is. Guys, tomorrow is NYYU Day at Yankee Stadium. We have sold out the Artie Club like nothing you have ever seen before in your life. And let me tell you guys, it is going to be unfriggin' real to see everybody out there tomorrow, guys. I'm super excited. Man, I'm going to be up there. I'll probably be up there early. We're going to be up there early, getting some filming in, having a good time. Yeah. Francis just looked at me like, what the hell do you mean?
No. I'm glad you said it because I was thinking about it today and I was like, I don't know how early you're talking, but I was thinking about it today. I was like, I want to kind of get there early. Whatever's open, go grab a beer. I'm pumped. Yeah,
I did tell everybody too, really quickly. I mentioned this on game season. Maybe there's somebody new in here that's going who doesn't know. They're also honoring John Sterling that day. So it's going to be packed. So I would recommend if you're looking to get parking, you're looking to get in there, you might want to leave a little bit earlier than you expected.
Yeah.
Just saying, because I know a lot of you look for street parking and stuff like that. May not be the easiest thing in the world to do.
No, it's
on
going to be
Saturday.
This Saturday's game is going to be extra because because of the John Sterling, honoring.
What a legend.
There's going to be a lot of extra people in the building. It's not just going to be John Sterling. I mean, there's going to be some former players and people who are going to show up. So
Yep, and play this for John, right?
Ball game over. Yankees win.
Man.
The Yankees win.
It's like when Shepard left, man. It was like, we're never going to hear that.
Bro.
Again, we're never going to hear that. And they should do AI on that. I was thinking of that recently. They should do an AI on Bob Shepard's voice and let him call everybody still.
And let
I
him do
believe
the
that forever.
introductions.
He's the
You
voice
remember-
of the Yankees, like the voice of a bub forever.
You remember that All Star game
With G?
after he died?
Yeah, that was
they
amazing.
Did the number
That was
2.
amazing.
That I got goosebumps.
I feel like they should always do that. I know some people may be against it because, you let somebody else start a new legacy maybe or a tradition or whatnot, but he's just it's so symbolic to the Yankees. And even with Sterling, it's like, I know you can't really, then again, in the future, you probably could have AI call games. But I mean, man, oh man, with John Sterling, it's he didn't pass away. Thank God. I don't believe he's sick based off what anybody's been
Michael
told.
K said it wasn't
It's not a health thing.
It's just
so
that he's
He's
tired.
older. He's older. He's tired. He's done this for 65 years, right? Isn't it? That's insane.
Crazy number like that.
Imagine thinking of you doing anything for 65 years
Dude's
is
a
wild.
legend. Just being alive 65 years is rough.
So-
I mean, I want
Facts.
to shout out
He worked for him.
yeah,
65 years.
I want to shout out Hoke. He had a great
Okay,
idea.
little Brian Hoke action. Okay.
Yeah, Brian Hoke had a great idea. He said, "Well, as soon as this retirement is officially official, they need to add John's voice right before they play Frank after W's."
I agree.
And I was like,
That's
you know what?
a great idea.
That's a great idea. And you know what? Since we're in the mood for changes, keep it at just W's. Like that's it.
Please,
If
man.
the Yankees
That's one big
lose-
thing that needs a change.
If the Yankees lose, play some instrumental of something else or whatever. You can play New York fine, but just don't play the words or something. But after a W, we should hear John's voice blare throughout the stadium. The Yankees win, and then Frank start, and that's how W should be celebrated in the Bronx.
I think when the Yankees lose, nothing should play. It should be silence.
Me
like a moment of
personally,
silence.
I'm one of two things. Either That's Life plays. Give me That's Life, Frank
That's
Sinatra,
Life, okay.
right? Or
I like that. That's a good one.
Or just give me nothing. Like you
Or
said.
give me nothing.
Let's
yeah.
walk out in silence, in anger. Because the way
That's
I feel,
what I want. I want to hear
that's how
people
I
talk. I want to hear people's
Yeah.
voices screaming,
I
get
want
mad.
this fucking guy.
Trying to think of something they could. What else? What else? You know what? I don't know. I don't know what else they can play.
You remember back in the day, they used to play. Who was it? Whose version of New York?
Oh, Liza Minnelli's.
Liza Minnelli's, and she got mad.
That old bitch.
She didn't like it. She's like, why they play me for the losses? I'm like,
Because
yeah.
it sounds like ass. That's why.
Exactly.
You're not the boss. You're not old Blue Eyes. All right, you hear me?
Because when we hear you, it sounds like a loss.
Sounds like a
Liza, I'm
loss.
sorry, but
It's crazy. You hear Liza Minnelli in the morning. You lost, all
I
right?
hear Scorsese's doing a Frank Sinatra movie.
I heard. I wonder if it's going to be legit because Frank Sinatra took some beatings. He got beat up quite a bit
Listen,
in in real life. I love Frank. Don't get me wrong.
him and Leo are a dynamic duo.
Is Leo playing him?
Apparently,
He's going to play Frank.
That's what they're saying. They're a dynamic duo, but this is a tall order.
That's a tough one to play Frank. Frank had a special voice too. That's tough. That's not easy.
Exactly. Again, I mean, great actor. Is he gonna sing?
I don't know.
Also, Leonardo DiCaprio's not short.
No.
Frank
was a
wasn't-
shorter guy,
wasn't a tall guy.
He's a shorter guy.
So how you gonna shoot that?
Nah, I don't know.
Also, Leo's not young.
Damn, then you got to have Dean Martin in there and all those guys. Let me get a role in that.
I
Martin.
mean, Dean Martin. Not just that, dude. You got to play the mafia side of it.
That's what I'm saying. I'll be willing to take a role.
I mean, you probably should be.
I'll take a role.
Look,
I think I
if we're
should be
being
in it.
honest,
I'll sing.
this guy needs to be in the movie.
For what has a man? I'll take it. I'll break it down. What has he got?
I think I should play. I'm gonna put my hat in the ring. I want to be Sammy Davis Jr.
You got a little Sammy going on.
I think I do. I shaved the beard. Y'all haven't seen Francis without the beard.
You got.
I'll shave it.
No, I was gonna say You would be more like mid change Sammy Sosa if anything. That's like middle. You'd be like middle. You can't be start Sammy and you can't be end Sammy.
Oh my God! I'm gonna wake up my entire house.
You couldn't be. You'd be mid form.
Francis's mid Sammy is crazy.
Mid form Sammy.
He said you can't be the beginning, you can't be the end. You're like halfway through the process. When he was like, "There's no turning back now."
You're like the loading screen at 49%.
I'm all the way now. Oh, Sammy, you son of a bitch! You broke my heart.
That's interesting. That's going to be a movie. All right, that's intriguing.
Yeah, it just came to my mind. We were talking about Frank, but
Well, I'm up for a role. But anyway, you know what I'm really up for? I'm really up for a veal chop on NYYU Day, which is tomorrow.
Yes.
Hello, like if you didn't know, it is tomorrow, folks. Okay,
we made it.
all right, we made it. We're here.
We made it.
Who? What she said? Oh, the menu does change. I thought she was, don't put the kibosh on anything here. Don't
No,
any mush us.
Are we in any like special time now that they would be?
No, they said September. September a lot of
was the
times. It's
Hispanic
Heritage
Heritage
Month, and they said during then they bug out. But I
But
don't
tomorrow
know.
we should be
You know, I
getting
think-
veal
yeah.
chops.
I think veal chops will be on the menu. Nobody hold me like don't get that, baby. You said veal chop.
If there's no,
I don't know what they do,
veal-
guys.
If there's no veal chops, we have a talk with somebody in the back.
Damn, Kev Boogie going nuts, man. He's like, cause I need a damn veal chop. Kev, I'm right there with you, bro. Like my mouth is watering just thinking of a veal
So I
chop.
need my veal chop. Damn it!
I don't blame him. I mean, the veal chop was stupid.
I mean,
It's a reason you'd want to go to this event.
listen, I'm right there with you. Tostones de pana. Bueno, I mean,
Okay,
maybe
little
next
tostones
year.
action.
Maybe next year.
Okay,
Maybe next year. I'm still holding out the hope on the tostones.
okay, a little hope for the tostones action. Okay, they did have Platano Maduro there, which was banging.
Yeah,
I had it with my veal chop.
there was something that one of the food things that they added this year that was actually okay. Kirshner posted
Wait a
it,
second.
but I forgot.
I forgot about this. You've never been to the Howdy Club.
No, it's gonna be my first time. This is Francis's first
Okay,
experience
well,
in the
you'll
Audi
be there
Club.
with me. I gotta see your reaction to like when you go in it.
Oh yeah, it's probably gonna be ridiculous.
I
seeing
will
the
never
video,
forget my reaction.
Just seeing the video from the last time.
Yep.
I was just already like, this is gonna be nuts.
I'll
Like,
never
this is
forget.
gonna be wild.
And the craziest thing is I'll never forget my reaction because there was two things that got me at the same time. You walk in and mind you, you're distracted because you're talking to people.
Yeah.
So then I walk, I'm like, the lady's like, okay, you're that row down, the front right there. I'm like, okay, I'm start going down the thing. Then I just look up and I see the field. I'm like, holy shit, like this is beautiful. I remember talking to Medina, I think it's on video. And I'm like, this is beautiful, like the scene. And then I said, and I look over to my right and I'm looking at this dude's place. I said, what's that? And it's all me being the primitive that I am.
He's like a bloodhound.
Yeah. Me being the primitive that I am, I'm like, what is that big ass thing on the bone? It's a veal chop. I'm not thinking this is veal. I don't know. I go right up to the counter, the guy. I said, I need that big ass thing on the bone. He's looking at me, goes, oh, he starts laughing. He's like, the veal chops, yeah, it's going to be out soon. I said, all right, I'm standing here till it's out. And that's when I got my veal chop. But I remember those things. And Medina's right there. He goes, yep, he remembers.
Oh man.
It is such an experience. The Audi Club is always going to be one of our homes at Yankee Stadium. It's the one thing I think we're always going to remember. Well, people will remember, are going to remember that NYYU does this every year. September is a little different, and you guys are going to know about that. And there's a reason why, and I'm going to explain that. But I think it's even more so of what we want for the community than anything else. So we'll talk about that tomorrow.
Remember, guys.
Tomorrow.
Think about NYYU. We say to the moon because it's only going up. It's only going up. So
Yeah.
trust and believe that the next announcement is gonna be bigger.
Oh, yeah.
And damn,
yeah.
I just can't wait. I can't freaking wait, bro.
Yeah, well, we got to wrap this show up because we could sit here all day and do this.
I can't believe it's midnight.
Is
it's
it?
really it's 12.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you know why? You know how we know that? The event's
The
tomorrow.
event's tomorrow. Oh man, yo, these people This community's nuts.
We still got 1:45 and nobody wants to
Lunatics.
go to bed. Guys, forget it. We'll stay awake all night. Come on, let's keep it going, baby.
you guys don't work tomorrow.
Over there. You're fine.
Clearly, y'all don't work tomorrow, right? I mean, you're just in the chat shooting it. Audi Club to ourselves, Kev Boogie says. You never know.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk
I
about
don't
it.
know. Maybe one day.
Maybe one of these.
Actually, let me not say maybe. That's not even a maybe.
No,
at this
it will
point.
be.
That's
That's
happening.
Yeah,
So,
that's happening. That's happening. You know, we'll get that. We'll get that for you.
Don't you worry.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap up today. Don't miss us too much because a lot of you will be seeing us tomorrow.
And if not,
today's the 19th.
Stay
Tomorrow's
tuned.
the 20th.
Stay tuned for that announcement. If not,
Yeah, stay tuned for that announcement, guys. It's gonna be amazing. So, with that being said, man, we out here. That's it.
we'll see you tomorrow.
I mean, yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Hey,
Tomorrow, we out. Talk to you guys later.
Top 10 radar, yeah, we on your radar. Never miss, dog, and that's on occasion. Yeah, we on your radar. Yeah. Hey, look, top floor lifestyle, chef and boy, I'm cooking up. Play too high, ain't coming down. You see me if you looking up. I don't really talk too much, I show them run the numbers up. Lucky that I'm strolling up, I'm going off, they know what's up. Wrist too silly, yeah, numbers crack the billy. Yeah, don't need no dilly. I'm too fresh, I feel like really, yeah. Feel the duffels up the sign, I need a million. I'm about to take off, and I know that I'm on they radar. Top 10.